All right, we are live. I'm gonna make sure everything's all good. Should be. I believe we're all good. Just gonna make sure all the audio's good. Make sure we're operating. All right, I think we're good. Hello, it's a beautiful Sunday morning across everything. Very excited for all of this. Good morning, everybody. My name is Branson Smith, and welcome back to Crushin' It. It is going to be a huge test for the Denver Broncos today, going against the 4-0 undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. Broncos are coming off of a huge win on Monday night. It's a short week on the East Coast for the Denver Broncos, which is a little terrifying for them. The Denver Broncos have an awful record going on, and it's a really niche stat. They have an awful record in early morning, short week East Coast games. The Broncos cannot play all that well on the East Coast. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how Sean Payton's got him prepared to take on a Philadelphia Eagles team that has quite frankly been really, really chaotic this season. It really feels like that each half of the ball only plays about half of the game here. I mean, the offense for the Eagles has had some really, really up and down games, whereas the Broncos too, there has been that inconsistency. The run game looks good. Hello, my love. The run game numbers for the Broncos have looked good a lot of the time because they've had about one or two drives a game where they've ran the ball well, whereas now against Cincinnati, they're coming off of a game where they managed to just run the ball well. So it'll be interesting to see what the Broncos are able to do here against a Philadelphia team that's been about as inconsistent as anybody despite the 4-0 record. They are still the most talented team in the league. Obviously, you've got Saquon Barkley on one side you got to stop. And then that Eagles defense is really good too. You've got Jalen Carter anchoring that defensive line. It's a very good Eagles team. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot this game at all. Oh, no, absolutely. And I think I was talking about that during the Bengals post-game instant reaction video after that live stream, is that Denver cannot commit as many penalties as they've committed as of late. And I don't know what that looks like. I know Luke Wattenberg was kind of a huge problem for the Broncos with how many penalties he committed last week. Luke Wattenberg has been that weak link on the offensive line, and I think by proxy now, because you've got the guards having to do more work, they're playing worse because Luke Wattenberg isn't really picking up his slack here. No Sonic, that's bad. Hang on, I can fix this. Hang on a minute, let me tilt my camera slightly. There's Sonic and Tails. We're all good now. We got my John Elway card thing in the shot. Maybe I'll show that off one of these days. That's what scares me this game, because the Eagles will capitalize. The Eagles can. It really depends on the day you catch them, I feel like. Because kind of like I was saying, the Eagles are really weirdly inconsistent this year. Like, some drives they look like the best team in the league, and then the next drive they can come out and drop an absolute egg. So it's going to be really interesting to see how both of these teams come out of the gate. Hello. Alright, I'm going to scoot my mic over. I'm going to crack my Dr. Pepper. We're 2 minutes out from kickoff. It's going to be a good one. Hopefully Denver is prepared. Like I said, Denver has a very bad record in East Coast morning games, so it's going to be interesting. Dr. Pepper, sponsor me maybe. That'd be nice. Alrighty. Should be all good on this side. Don't forget to like the stream, get it out to more people, get it out to more Broncos fans. I know my start of streams are usually a little slow, but usually we pick up a little bit into the first quarter, so interaction definitely helps get it out to more people. Alrighty. What is the broadcast doing? There we go. All right, my YouTube TV broadcast was tripping the hell out for some reason, but we're good now. We're all good. Now we're rocking. Yes, sir. We got him in frame. We're all good. Where is... Here, it is. It is October. It's spooky season. We got Halloween Sonic. Now we're absolutely cooking. We got John Elway and Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. All right, they are going into it is one last commercial break before kickoff. So, any last thoughts anyone in chat has? I mean, let me know now. Drop your score predictions. I think it's a very winnable game for Denver. If they lose it, I think it's close. The Broncos are a better team than their record indicates. I think it's just taken them a second to get going. Let's see. I definitely think Denver's got to run the ball. Denver's got to come out and get J.K. Dobbins going. The Broncos have been way better running the ball inside this year, but I fear that Jalen Carter is going to be too much of a problem, especially with him being on Luke Wattenberg. It's going to be easy as hell for Jalen Carter to absolutely wreck a guy like Luke Wattenberg. Like, I'm not worried about the rest of the offensive line. It's strictly Luke Wattenberg that I'm really, really worried about. I'm interested to see what the Philadelphia game plan is, especially when it comes to the Broncos receivers. I think Troy Franklin has proved that he could be a threat. I think we've kind of seen Marvin Mims do the same thing. It's just kind of a week-on-week thing where it's like, okay, which version of them is going to show up? Because a lot of the time, what teams can kind of do is they can just kind of blanket Sutton or shadow Sutton, and now you've got to force Nix to beat you with two more inexperienced receivers or two guys that you wouldn't necessarily want to be your lead guy. So I'm very interested to see if the Eagles' game plan is just shut down the run game and shut down Sutton and then see where that goes from there. And honestly, it's probably a pretty solid game plan until further notice. We are still in that commercial break. We haven't kicked off yet, so if you're just joining us, don't you worry about a thing. This is probably the last one or two ads before they're going to play before kickoff. Oh, excuse me. I was right. We are getting into kickoff now. Here we go. I've swapped jerseys this week. I went for the obscure jersey. I went for the Case Keenum jersey for gits and shiggles. They are getting ready down in Lincoln Financial Field, and I'm sitting about 1,000 miles west getting to call this game for all of you guys on this beautiful Sunday morning. Oh, yeah. Yep, like the stream if you think the Broncos are going to win. And we are mere moments from kickoff. They're on the field now. We've got a reporter going off about something. So, I believe it is Tracy Wolfson. Credit to her, Tracy and Jim. And it was Phil Simms, now Tony Romo. CBS has an incredible broadcast crew. I love these guys. These guys are definitely my favorite. Now, of course, I'm my favorite broadcaster, but hey, you know. So it's going to be the Broncos to start the ball with this. Elliott with the kickoff, and he will get this game underway. Field it at the 7. Harvey up to the 20, 25, 30. Breaks out of one tackle before he's dragged down at the 31-yard line. Forward progress has him up there, and we're going to see the Broncos on the field. They will be coming up left. They will be going left to right on the screen. Nix coming off of a great game last week, 29 of 42, 326 through the air, 2 touchdowns, the 1 interception, which was in the red zone. It was a 4th down, but you still would love to see that cleaned up. This will be one of the first real huge tests to see if the Broncos can back up the talk that we've had all offseason. It's going to be Nix in the pistol set, 3 receivers, 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Nix with the snap. It's a handoff going middle left to Dobbins, and he'll be able to scamper up forward for about 3 or 4. It'll set up a second and still long for Denver, but a gain is a gain. It will be 2nd and 7 coming up. And we'll see what the Broncos want to do here against this Philadelphia defense. like I said, I'd be very shocked if it's not a shut down the run in Sutton and kind of leave it at that. Broncos do have a really good screen game, though, so we'll see what they go with here. Single back set for Nix. He's got a receiver on the right side, 3 tight end set. Dobbins remains in the game. Nix, it'll be a pitch right side to Dobbins. Dobbins cuts back. Dobbins looking for a gain, and he's able to shove forward for about gain of 2 or 3 there. It'll set up a 3rd and somewhat medium, 3rd and 4 now for the Broncos. He's able to just kind of ride a defender there. They sent him out right, and he's able to cut back in, and then just able to fight forward enough between Blankenship and then number 50 of the Eagles to get anywhere. So here we go, 3rd and 4, first 3rd down of the game for the Broncos. It's going to be Nix in the gun, running back to his left side. That is Dobbins. 2 receivers at the top of the set, 1 at the bottom. Nix, snap. Drops back, 5-step drop. Nix, now he's going to load up. Now he's going to fire. Looking for Sutton, and it goes through Sutton's hands. Incomplete. That's going to be 4th and 4. It's 3 and out for the Broncos. Mitchell in coverage. And that is just a rough play there for Courtland Sutton. Something you got to be able to avoid. Rare 3rd down error there from Courtland Sutton as it just goes right through his hands. He had a huge gain down the right sideline. But alas, incomplete. It's going to be Jeremy Crawshaw now. Crawshaw with the snap. Snap is solid. He's able to get it up. And we're going to see this fielded. We're going to see it bounce, and it rolls back into the end zone. Bounced at the 4, so a really good punt. Broncos unable to get down to it, so that will set up the Philadelphia Eagles on their own 20, and that's going to bring out Jalen Hurts. Outstanding quarterback for these Philadelphia Eagles. Dynamic duo with Saquon Barkley. Of course, it's been a little up and down for the Hurts in this offense all year. A lot of inconsistency. Of course, you've had A.J. Brown getting a little angry with the lack of targets. Going to be interesting to see what they go for. We're going to see Hurts come out in the gun. It's going to be Saquon a little offset behind him. We're going to see number 2 go in motion left to right. It will play action. Hurts rolling. Hurts batted down. Pass is deflected there by Jonathan Cooper, who held just a little bit of depth. Trying to do 2 jobs at once. Trying to contain Hurts and trying to cover a guy behind him a little bit. And Cooper able to do 2 jobs in 1. A little bit of an army knife there on the edge there. And that'll set up 2nd and 10 now. Good first play for this Broncos defense here, coming off of a very good showing against the Cincinnati Bengals. Of course, you do fear a little bit. Broncos do play a lot of bend, don't break defense. It'll be a gun set for Hurts, back to his right once again. Receiver going to motion right to left. Hurts dropping back 3 steps. Hurts now in trouble. Hurts dancing. Hurts now rolling out to his left side. He's got John Franklin Myers on top of him, and it's complete. Able to get it out for a gain of a few. Talanoa Hufanga in coverage. A.J. Brown on the reception. It's looked to be a gain of about 4 to 5 on that. Broncos just playing a lot of contain there. Hurts just able to wiggle out of that. We will see what they call the gain, but it didn't look to be any more than maybe 4 or 5. Hufanga there able to force him out of bounds. It's a gain of 3. 3rd and 7 now for this Philadelphia offense. Broncos defense looking to shut him down. A.J. Brown will go in motion. Of course, as expected, Surtain to follow. 2 receivers at the top of the formation. Hurts dropping back, 5-step in the gun. Hurts standing, Hurts looking. Broncos, here he goes. He's going deep, looking, and just overthrows his man. That is Dallas Goedert. He was looking for, and that's a 3 and out for the Philadelphia Eagles. Broncos defense able to get a stop here. It was Jahdae Barron in coverage. A little bit of hand fighting there with Jahdae Barron. Little bit of hand fighting there. Good play by the Broncos defense. Broncos not really bringing a ton of pressure, which is a little uncharacteristic there of Vance Joseph, but it does seem that the contain lanes were very much emphasized in practice. It'll be man on to punt. He will get this off, and we'll see where This is fielded at the 11, moving backwards. So now you've got Mims over at the 10. Now he's dancing. Mims out to the 20, 25, 30, out to the 32-yard line. What a return there by Marvin Mims. Momentum carried him backwards before he just whipped around and found an opening there on that right side of the field. Just able to get it up. We will be going into commercial break. 12:08 to go here on the clock. And we have gone into our first commercial break, everybody. So, a little unimpressed by the offense, although it looked a little promising. Nix was able to find an open Sutton down the sideline. It was just on Sutton that dropped the ball on that. Otherwise, Broncos are probably leading about 3-0 right now. And Broncos defense able to come out and force a stop on Philadelphia. Surprised the Eagles only ran the ball once that drive, though. I would imagine, you've got Saquon Barkley. Why aren't you using Saquon Barkley? Why aren't you using Saquon? Of course, it's only one drive, so we're probably gonna get our hearty dose of Saquon Barkley coming up, but for now, Eagles only give him one carry, and they go 3 and out. We are in commercial break. You are not missing a thing. Thank you for watching Crushin' It. Game will be back here in just a moment. I'm going to take me another sippy of Dr. Pepper. Yum. I do love me a good cherry Dr. Pepper. I do love me a good Dr. Pepper. For anyone curious, I have started, and I'll show you guys probably at the end of the stream, but I have started a gaming channel, like, under the Crushin' It moniker, so I don't know, I kind of abandoned the old project. I've already got a couple of videos up. I can leave a link to that in the stream description. I can go edit that real quick. Give me just a second here. Because it's a little bit of a project that I'm really excited about. I enjoy having this. I think I've got a little bit of freedom to be able to kind of do what I want with it a little more rather than being set in what I was doing. So yeah, I will put a link to that in the description of the stream for anybody that cares. I've been playing a bunch of Sonic Racing Cross Worlds on that channel, so it's great. Yeah, let me get to the stream description here. Alrighty, and we are back in the game here. It'll be Nix in a single back set. We're going to see Mims orbit motion, handoff to Mims going right side. Mims able to catch a block from Adkins, and that's a gain of 9 for the Broncos. Left to right on the little end around nitro motion there. Mims able to wiggle around. Broncos trying to get him the ball early. It's a great opening play for the second drive for the Broncos. We will see Mims exit the game here. Going to see a number of guys exit the game right here. Sets up 2nd and 1 now. Clock will tick below 11:40 here on the clock. Nix will be in a single back set. One receiver at the top or at the bottom of the formation, right side. Nix will hand off to Dobbins, and Dobbins has, or it's Harvey, excuse me, and Harvey will have the first down on that one. Gain of about 2. Needed one, he gets 2. Harvey appears he will remain in the game. Palczewski was out for that play. Now he comes out of the game. Damn, Peyton has the most points as a head coach for the Broncos, like in NFL history. 27, minimum 50. Sutton's going to motion from the slot right to the outside left now, top of the screen. Nix in the gun. Nix takes a snap. Nix quick out looking for Marvin Mims, and he's got Mims there for a gain of about 4 or 5. They call it 4, 2nd and 6 for Denver now. Just a quick little hitch route out to Marvin Mims. And Broncos just seem like they're looking for positive plays so far, looking to keep the ball moving forward, and it's worked up to this point here on the drive. They've got their first down out of the way. Here we go, 2nd and 6 now from their own 44, or their own 46, excuse me. Adkins goes in motion. Bootleg now for Nix. Nix looking for a guy, and it goes through Adkins' hands. Through the hands of Adkins, who just got off a block there. Kind of a block that turned into a coverage snap there for Uche. And that's incomplete. 3rd and 6 now for the Broncos. And it really does just go through his hands. I mean, Broncos have already Broncos shooting themselves in the foot here with 2 different drops. So that's feels bad for Adkins there. Adkins likely has a first down on that if he doesn't drop it. So here we go. Gun set for Nix. It's going to be, I believe that is Beatty in the backfield. Over to Nix's right. 3 receiver set. Evan Ingram is in the game now at tight end. Takes a snap. Nix rolling a little bit, flinging out, and he's got Sutton. First down, Denver across midfield. Philadelphia 48. And Sutton able to make up for that drop on the last possession there. Just a straight on grab and fall pretty much. Nix was able to kind of roll out of a bit of pressure there. Had Zach Bond just diving at him. And Nix just able to ring around a little bit. And Tyler Beatty gets a huge block there for Nix in the pocket. That's what sent Zach Bond topsy-turvy. Here we go. 3 receiver set now for Denver. Nix in the gun. It'll be handoff to Dobbins. Dobbins bouncing back to his right side, and he's going to get nothing on that. Gain of maybe half a yard. Sets up 2nd and 10. Once again, they call it 2nd and 9. And that's where I was saying there. That Eagles defensive line is going to be tough for the Broncos to handle today in the run game. Broncos go a bit quicker there on the tempo there. Nix remains in the gun. 2 receivers at the top of the formation. Nix, it'll be a draw play now to Dobbins, and he's able to dive down for about a gain of 3. Going to set up another 3rd and 6 here for the Broncos. 3rd and a bit of a longer 6, but not quite 7. Broncos are operating within Philadelphia territory, just barely about out of their 45-yard line. We'll see Dobbins come out of the game. Nix will be in the gun. It's going to be a twin set. Guys are stacked in a little bit. Nix dropping back now. 3-step drop. Finds a guy, but it's not going to be enough. Caught at the 40. They needed the 37. Was looking for Sutton again. And that will force a 4th and 2 here. And it looks like Denver's going to stay in. At the very least, try and get a hard count on and draw the Eagles off sides. Clock will tick below 8 minutes here, but it does appear the Broncos are at least going to try something. 4th and a long 2 here. We're going to see Adkins motion to the left side now. Now he's going to fake to take the snap, and he got to jump off sides. That's going to be a Broncos first down by penalty, and my God, Nate Adkins was the one that ran the hard count and drew him off sides. That's encroachment. Broncos get a first down by penalty. First down, Denver, and that's going to be our first shot in the foot for Philadelphia. Bang! And as I was talking about, that is that big 98 Jalen Carter in the middle that jumped. New set of downs for the Broncos to the 35. Nix, it'll be single back set, 3 receivers. Nix will hand off going left side to Harvey, and Harvey dragged down for a loss of 2 there. That'll bring him back to the 38, roughly where they needed for that first down before the penalty. It's going to set up 2nd and 11. It's a loss of a long 1. And meanwhile, you've got the New York Giants taking the lead out in New Orleans. Jackson Dart with a touchdown pass. For anyone that cares, Theo Johnson the one on the reception. 2nd and 11 now. Broncos will come out in a gun, set Mims alone at the top of the formation. Now we're going to see Franklin go right to left from the slot. Nix takes a snap, 5-step drop. Nix under pressure, ball gets batted. They call it a strip sack. Who's got that thing? It was stripped out. And it's Philadelphia ball. Broncos might want to look at this. Nix is saying his arm is going forward. Nix saying his arm is in the throwing motion here. Nix has a case on that one too, I think. I think Nix definitely has a case. And this is going to go to review here. So Eagles are saying turnover. Nix is saying that he was in the throwing motion. So they're going to take this thing to review here. They're going to step to commercial break while they give this thing a look. And my God, that's about as close as it gets. And I wish to God I could show it. Because that is an extremely close call. Hola. No one's winning yet.
Very nice.
Yep. Yep. So this one's my recording software. This is like my live chat right here.
Very nice.
And then I've got the game over here. And then in another tab, I've got just kind of like the stream numbers and stuff.
Very nice.
Yes. Say hello. This is my girlfriend. I love her.
Oh.
We are in commercial break while they take a look at what could potentially be a turnover for Philadelphia or a simple incompletion for the Broncos here. It's about as close as it gets. DeJean was able to get around the edge and bat Nix's hand while he was in the throwing motion. So we'll see what the officials want to call on that. It's about as coin flip as it gets here. I could see this going legitimately either way. A turnover would be awful for the Broncos, but if it's the case, if it does end up being a turnover, I wouldn't be shocked. Like, I'd be mad at the Broncos more than the officials, because it legitimately could go either way, just on a call like that. Oh, hello. I have whacked my camera. I was just trying to adjust it and point it towards my stuff over here. I've whacked my camera. Tip for anyone in the future that wants to do something like this, don't whack your camera. It's a bad idea. We are still in commercial break, so they are giving this a long look. We should have word here in a few seconds, I expect here. It's a CBS show commercial, and that's usually an indicator you're going back to the game. Okay, they've reversed it. Incomplete. Denver hangs on to the ball. That's a great play by Cooper DeJean. So they reverse it and call it incomplete. And Broncos will retain possession. 3rd and 12 now at the Philadelphia 37-yard line. Nix in an empty set. Nix drops back. Eagles bring forward. Nix looking over the middle for Evan Ingram. Incomplete. Could not find Ingram there, going left center. And that will force a 4th down here, but the Broncos are going to get a field goal opportunity because it wasn't a turnover. Nix had Mims coming wide open underneath. Damn it, man. Probably had a conversion if he tosses to Mims on that. Just didn't see him, so we're going to see Lutz come out now. It's going to be a 55-yard attempt here for Lutz from the left hash. Lutz will hook it in. 3-0 Denver. Broncos strike first. That was a very interesting looking kick, my God. Started left and nearly curved back out wide right from the left hash, so 6:49 to go on the clock, and they are going to go to yet another commercial break, but Broncos able to come out and strike first. And I think getting that incompletion call, whether or not you got a touchdown or a field goal out of that, is a huge momentum swing, because now suddenly you've got the lead. Obviously, I mean, having the lead's a good thing, but just the circumstances unto which you got that lead, I think that's a huge swing of just morale there for Philadelphia, because you've almost got a turnover. It gets overturned, which again, a call that really could have gone either way. And now you find yourself in a 3-0 hole. Now I expect the Eagles to be able to bounce back here and either go match or score a touchdown on this. However, it's going to be interesting to see how Philadelphia comes out on this next possession. But again, we are still in commercial break, so you will not be missing anything here for a good few minutes. What are you up to?
Reading.
My girlfriend is reading.
That's all I do. I don't know why you said that so surprised. It's not like I have a life.
Well, I love you.
Love you.
She's like never over here when I do these, so she gets to see it in all of its glory. Just in all of its random live glory. When was the last time the Broncos beat the fucking Eagles? Now I'm curious. I feel like it had to be 2013, right? Like, the Broncos only see these teams like once every 4 years. I don't know. They got their asses blasted in 2021 with Bridgewater, and then they got blasted even harder in 2017. I remember that one too, because Osweiler was starting that fucking game. He was on his return tour in Denver after robbing the Houston Texans of $72 million goddamn dollars. Good times. Not good times. Alrighty, they are going through the sponsors real quick, and then we will be back to the action on the field. It's going to be Philadelphia football here after this kickoff by Lutz. Broncos with a 3-0 lead. Lutz getting himself set up from the right hash of the 35-yard line. Saquon looks like he's getting warm. Broncos had a bit of a long possession on that one, so Eagles weren't really on the field all that much. The 12-play drive for Denver that takes 5 minutes and 19 seconds off of the clock here. Second possession. So here we go. Lutz going to boot this thing. It will be fielded at the goal line and will be returned here. And he gets swarmed at the 19-yard line. He's got about 4 different Broncos on top of him. Looked like Devon Key on that. Not the greatest defensive player, but he's been a special teams gunning ace for the Broncos. Pretty much all year. I feel like we've called his name on a good number of tackles on this. Oof. So here we go. 1st and 10. Philadelphia on their own side of the 20. Taking this snap from the 17-yard line. It's going to be Hurts in the gun. 3 receiver set. Smith going to go left to right. It'll be a handoff. Saquon Barkley. Saquon. It's going to get a gain of about 3 out of this. Looked like tackle there by Riley Moss is the one that comes out from the bottom of that. 6:30 on the clock, ticking down. It'll be 2nd and 7 for Philadelphia. This Broncos defense certainly had to have game plan for Saquon. I feel like any game against Philadelphia, you really have to say stop Saquon first and then figure out how to stop these receivers. Philadelphia, obviously, with 2 outstanding wideouts in Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. A pistol set now for Hurts and the Eagles. Smith going to go left to right. Moss going to follow him around the formation. Hurts takes a snap, gun, 3-step drop, and he's got A.J. Brown for a first down. It's going to be Pat Surtain in coverage. Just a nice little pitch and catch there for a gain of, looked like 7 or 8 there. Forward progress probably gives him about 8 on that before Broncos brass drove him back. You had Surtain definitely playing a bit of off coverage right there, but Surtain able to close in and rally on him quickly. So now from their own 27-yard line now, Hurts in the gun. Hurts, play action. Hurts, 5-step drop. Hurts has to adjust in the pocket a little bit to stay out of the rush. Completes it out to Saquon. Alex Singleton in coverage. Makes a tackle. Gain of 5. Gain of 4, actually, excuse me. 2nd and 6 now for Philly. Alex Singleton able to sit there and corral Saquon, and that's huge because if he doesn't make that tackle, I mean, there was a lot of grass there for Saquon to keep going. 2nd and 6, 5 minutes to go from their own 32. Hurts, it'll be a pitch out left side from the gun to Barkley, and Barkley's got room to run. Dragged down in midfield by Jonathan Cooper. And he might be in plus territory now, and that is outstanding blocking by the Philadelphia line here, and you get a lot of guys out in front of him here. I'm surprised Cooper was able to get a hand on his hip and get him down there, because he caught a mean stiff arm from Barkley on the backside of that. Here we go from their own 49. Hurts will remain in the gun. Hurts, it'll be a fake pitch out, and look in, and he's got a guy. That's number 81 for a gain of 6. Calcaterra, I believe, 6 or 7 on that. And the Eagles are moving. Like I said, I wouldn't be shocked to see this Philadelphia offense come out and respond well after this. Of course, Saquon has that big 17-yard gain to get him to this point now. Gain of 7 to get into plus territory for Philadelphia. Now from the Denver 44, we're going to see Hurts remain in the gun. 2 receivers, bottom of the formation. It'll be a handoff to not Saquon Barkley. And he's got a nice run there, still fighting, and they finally drag him down. A.J. Dillon gets down to the Bronco 35. Another first down for Philadelphia now, and here's where that bend don't break mentality of the Broncos comes in. A.J. Dillon just able to wiggle through a good little break in the line, and then it takes about 4 Broncos to take him down. A couple of Eagles there trying to push him forward. Here we go, doubles formation now for Hurts in the gun. I believe that is still A.J. Dillon in the game. Hurts, quick drop, Hurts looking. He's got A.J. Brown on the right side. Devonta Smith picking on Riley Moss a little bit there, gain of 9. And Philly driving down, 3 minutes to go here. Might see, looks like we're going to get a little more tempo here out of Philadelphia now. Gun set for Hurts as the play clock goes to 21 and counting down. 2 receivers on the left side of the formation there. Now we're going to see Brown motion to the other side. Surtain will follow. Hurts, it will be a handoff. No! Play action, fake the cameraman out, and it gets out to Calcaterra there. That's a huge first down into the Broncos' red zone for Philadelphia. Gain of 11. Tackle there by Talanoa Hufanga, and the Phillies are in business. The Phillies. God, I was watching a lot of baseball last night. Calcaterra just came wide open on that one there, too, after the play action. So now from the Denver 15, Broncos defense trying to hold this to a field goal. Hurts, it'll be a handoff to Dillon. Dillon dancing around a little bit before he pushes forward. Gain of about 3 there. So here we go. Got the best red zone defense against the best red zone offense. 11 for 11 in the red zone for Philly. Broncos trying to make it 11 for 12. Wow. So here's this bend don't break philosophy there from Vance Joseph. 2nd and 7. And we've got a stoppage on the field here. Not sure if we got a timeout from somebody or not. It appears to be the case, but we don't know who the timeout came from. It's an injured lineman for Philly, Landon Dickerson. And he's going to leave the game now, and he is limping off of the field. Just kind of gets, kind of gets rolled over the legs there. Jordan Mailata blocked a Bronco down into his calf. And Dickerson's going to limp off there with a little bit of help, but able to walk under his own power for the most part. So that'll be Toth coming out now, number 64 for Philadelphia. I believe that's the center. If I looked at the formation right, it's a guard or a center. It's going to be 2nd and 7 from the Denver, we'll call it 12 and a half. Kind of waiting for some of the stuff to happen here. All right, here we go. Hurts in the gun. 2 receivers on each side of the formation. 3 receiver tight end set. Brown gonna tighten in a little bit on that left side. Hurts looking like he's making a bit of a change at the formation. Play clock running down to 5. Hurts trying to get something going. Hurts with the snap, drops back quick, drop. Now he's got to dance a little bit. Now he's dancing. Hurts rolling to his right side now. Hurts trying to get the corner and steps out of bounds. No gain. They're going to call it a 1-yard loss, and it goes down as a sack. But for who? Who gets the credit on that? Nobody touched him. Who do they even credit on that? Wow. So, 3rd and 7 now for this Broncos defense. 3rd and 8, excuse me, for the Bronco defense. Clock ticks below a minute here. 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Hurts in the gun. It's going to be a trips left set. Now we're going to see Dotson wiggle around a little bit. Hurts barely gets that play off. Hurts drops. Hurts had a guy closing in. Looking end zone. Incomplete. Over the head of Devontae Smith. Riley Moss in coverage. No flag. 4th and 8. Broncos defense able to hold the Eagles out of the end zone. And that's going to set up a field goal here. So Philly denied the end zone in the red zone for the first time all year. It's going to bring on Jake Elliott now. Here. There you go. Here we go, 31-yard attempt here for Jake Elliott, 4th and 8. From the right hash, here's the snap. It is up, and it is good. So Philly able to go down and tie the ball game with 29 seconds to go in this first quarter, but the Broncos' red zone defense able to stand up after a little bit of give between those 20s. But that's what Denver is so good at doing, is that red zone defense. They're first in the league in red zone D, and it shows up here. Like we said, bend don't break for Vance Joseph and these Broncos, and it shows up here. We have gone to commercial break, so you are not missing anything of this game at this point. 29 seconds to go in the first quarter. Broncos will get the ball back, and then we'll probably see him run about one play before we go to the second quarter. 3-3 ball game. Both teams have had 2 possessions. Both teams have scored a field goal on their second possession. Oh. I didn't know I hadn't connected my Switch to the Wi-Fi yet. I've connected everything else to the internet.
In fact, you have not.
I'm just waiting to see if it actually goes. It's thinking about it. It connected to the network. There we go. You're welcome. Here, I am gonna restart that for your sake. I don't know, because if you can't just directly start Fortnite, then it really fights. You might have to give it a second. It's either that or here. Yeah, I don't really play Fortnite on my Switch. I rarely play Fortnite ever. Software update via the internet. It's probably going to take a while for it to update. Here we go. We will be coming to kickoff. Broncos will be getting the ball after holding Philadelphia out of the end zone on a red zone trip. First team to do it all year long. They're doing a little bit of a eulogy for Charles H. Milton III. And then we will be back into the game action. So here we go. It is Elliott ready to kick this thing off now. He's going to run up on it and boot this off. And this will be fielded at about the 10 and then bobbled and then picked back up by Harvey. Harvey able to break out of a couple of tackles and then gets dragged down finally at the 29. So he dribbles it forward basically. Able to pluck it back out of the air. That was terrifying there for a second. Broncos returners have had a little bit of a bobbling problem this season. And you definitely hate to see it. 20 seconds left here on this first quarter clock, so This will probably be the last play here of that first quarter. We'll see what the Broncos are able to come out and do with that now. Nick's going to come out, single back set, 3 receiver set. We're going to see Pat Bryant motion from the left to the right side now, roughly tight end spot. Nick's going to roll out. Nick's now looking. Nick's, he's got a guy down the field, the right side. Franklin at the 50. So there's a great play for Denver. He gets out of bounds, stop, and gain a 20. Outstanding route there by Franklin, working on number 7 for Philadelphia. Nick's able to find his man down the field there. Great play there for Denver. Nice little fake to Dobbins on that. And that is going to lead us to the end of the first quarter on a Broncos 20-yard gain. So that's going to be back to commercial break. Don't go anywhere. I am going to run to the pisser. This is what I do on Sundays. Maybe one day I'll make money doing this.
Be nice.
I should have blown my nose while I was in there. I can do that next commercial break. Are you winning? My girlfriend's not good at Mario Kart. You... Stop. Oh. We are in still commercial break, so you are not missing anything. It's a Little Caesars ad. My hair is all sorts of fucked up. Let's try and alleviate that. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to put a hat on at some point. Not gonna happen yet. Well, that'll be a next drive problem, like when I go blow my nose. But we are still in commercial break, not missing anything yet, but I believe we will be back in just a second. They're running a CBS premiere thing. It's gonna be Broncos football coming off a gain of 20. Got to midfield with a nice little flick out to Troy Franklin. Strong throw from Nix on that. So here we go. Broncos now back out on offense. Ball at their own 49-yard line. 1st and 10 after a gain of 20. It's going to be a gun set for Nix. Split backs in the backfield. 3 receivers out. Nix gets everyone set now. Dobbins going to motion out of the backfield. It's going to be a flick out to Dobbins on that left side, and that's going to be a gain of about 5 on that, out of bounds. Nice little design for Denver there, and that's what Denver's been good at all year, is getting some guys in a bit of a nitro motion, getting their screen set up, and just being able to get a couple of yards on that, whether it's chunk plays or not. Nick's 5 for 9 up to this point, 40 yards on his day for him. He's got 25 of them in the last 2 plays. Adam Prentice has entered the game. It's going to be an eye set for Nick's. Straight eye. 2 receiver set, Nick's. It will be a handoff to Dobbins. Wiggling a little bit, and Dobbins got an opening up the middle there. That's a 1st down, gain of 9 for Denver. And Denver now looking to respond to Philadelphia. It's just good power running right there. You get a fullback in there, and you're just able to jam open a lane there for Dobbins to wiggle through. Dobbins, obviously, great vision. It's what's made him so good when he's healthy. And just able to go out and find some yards on that. Turns a 2nd and 5 into 1st and 10 inside of the Philly 40. Nick's going to come out in the gun now. 3 receiver set. We're going to see Mims orbit motion from left to right side of the formation. It'll be a handoff to Dobbins going left side now, and Dobbins able to find 7 up past the 30. Probably down to about the 29. Gain of 7. 2nd and 3 now for the Broncos. Just trying to increase the lead here. They've definitely wandered in a field goal range. Dobbins, 6 carries for 27 yards, and this is what I was saying the Broncos needed to do. Needed to find their run game, and so far this drive, it looks like they're starting to find that a little more. We're going to see a single back set now for Nix. 2 receivers on the left side, one to the left. Nix, it'll be a handoff going right side for Dobbins. Flag down to the line of scrimmage. Dobbins breaks out of a tackle. Jersey stretches out quite a bit, but this is likely going to come back here. Might be a hold. And I think this will be the first penalty of the game here. Or it could even be an illegal formation call here. And that's what we're going to get. Illegal formation on the offense. So, 5-yard penalty for the Broncos. I believe that'll set up 2nd and 8. So, wipe out that 5-yard gain. Should make it to be about 2nd and 8 for Denver now. 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9, give or take. 8.5. Whatever number you want to call it. Who cares? But there was a guy covered up here, so it does set up a 2nd and 8 for the Broncos. 12:50 on the clock and counting down. It appears Nix is going to come out in a pistol set. 3 receivers out on the field with a tight end. Nix, it will be a fake play action. Nix rolling out a little bit. Now setting, now throwing, looking. Unable to find Sherfield. Sherfield had a step on 2 guys, and it's just a bit of a miss. Just a bit overthrown there by Sherfield, and that's a wide open touchdown for the Broncos, and Sherfield lines up slot right, and he's just able to creep out to that left side on a bit of a drag wheel, and Nix just overthrows him barely. So here we go, empty set now for Bo. Now we're going to have Bidet motion into the backfield. Nix going to change something at the line. Nix dropping back now. Deep drop. Now he's got a dance, and he's just got to roll around. He takes a sack, and that's out of field goal range for Denver. Massive sack for Philadelphia. So something that the Broncos are usually good at avoiding. Nix just ends up winding himself all the way back. It's a loss of 13. Just wasn't any protection there for him. Eagles sent a blitz there, and Broncos just get opened up on that one. Bidet doesn't end up staying in the backfield to help protect here. So it's going to be a punting situation now for Crawshaw. We get a timeout from Philadelphia, though. 4th and 21. So they'll be back in 30 seconds. That's a rough way to end that drive for Denver. That's a field goal off the board. So best case scenario now, you're able to pin Philadelphia back pretty far. However, rough go of that. You lose out on a field goal on the 13-yard sack. And it's something that wasn't really an issue for Denver last week, so this is the first time Nix has been planted here in a little bit. So we are going to see Crawshaw on to punt this thing now. Sack was by Zadarius Smith, so now 4th and 21, 11:59 here on the clock for Denver. Snap will be from the Philly 47. Here we go. Crawshaw gets the snap. Gonna boot this thing. Bit of a line drive, and it will be fair caught at the 9. So Eagles will be pinned inside their own 10. It's really only a punt of about 38. But it is a good kick there for Crawshaw, and we are gonna go to a legitimate commercial break. I'm gonna run and blow my fetching nose, man, because I didn't do that on the last break, and I regretted it immediately. Oh, all right. I have returned from blowing my nose. Oh. Broncos get sacked out of field goal range on possession number 3. It was a good-looking drive that just stalls out. Eagles are going to have it at their own 9 when we come back from commercial break. Broncos defense going to be looking for another 3 and out here, like they were able to get that first drive. Philly got that offense going on that second possession, but kind of like I've said, the Eagles have been a little possession to possession here. I don't think the Eagles have played a full 4 quarters in any of the games they played this season. We'll have to see what happens here. We're in a Keytruda ad. I swear, dude, the names of these medications are something else, man. Like, what the fuck is a Keytruda? What the fuck is a Keytruda, man? Like, what the hell? Like, bro, find all the cancers that Keytruda is responsible for. The fuck is that supposed to mean? If it's supposed to help me, why is it giving me cancer? Or unless I misinterpreted and it's... I don't know. I got in at the back end of a Keytruda ad, okay? And I'm asking way too many questions. Here we go, back in Philadelphia. Eagles starting their drive at their own 9-yard line here. Broncos going to be looking to try to get a quick 3 and out on this. Neither quarterback playing particularly well. 5 for 10 for Nix, 6 for 9 for Hurts, neither over 42 yards. So here we go, a bit of a split gun set there for Hurts. Going to motion number 2, and it'll be a handoff to Barkley. Barkley's looking around a little bit and able to turn what could have turned into a loss into a gain of 4 on that. Tackle by, I believe that is Uwazurike, big number 96 there in the center for Denver. So 2nd and 6 for Philadelphia. They call it gain of 3, probably closer to about a gain and a 3.5 on that. Broncos D looking to, looks like they're still in a bit of heavy personnel here. Play clock down to 15 seconds, clock down to 11:20. Hurts with a trips formation to the right. It'll be another handoff going middle right there. Barkley gets tripped up on that. And Barkley a little slow getting up. We're going to see him come out of the game here. It's a gain of 4 on that now. So 3rd and 2. Broncos defense definitely looking to try and stop this Philly offense. Update on Landon Dickerson. They're calling it an ankle. He is questionable to return to the game. So we're going to see Shipley coming out of the game. Calcaterra's out of the game for now as well. 3rd and 2 now, 10:40 on the clock. Shipley now in the backfield for Philadelphia. Hurts in the gun. Hurts with the snap. Quick drop. Hurts looks and finds A.J. Brown. And he's out near the 30-yard line. Big gain for Philadelphia. 1st down. And let's see, they're giving us a CBS update now. Dallas against the Jets. You got a big receiving touchdown there for Jake Ferguson on a tight end screen. 10-3 Dallas lead. So here we go from their own 29 now. They've netted 20 here on this drive after a couple of plays. Hurts in the gun, 3 to his right. Hurts hands off, and that's a huge loss. Not a huge loss, but a loss there. And that was Shipley taking the handoff there. It's a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Broncos defense able to find a win there against this Philadelphia front. Of course, Eagles down to a backup interior offensive lineman. I believe Toth may be the backup center. Go Cowboys, got them on my parlay. I completely forgot that I had an underdog parlay going too, so maybe I should go pull that up real quick. Where's my underdog? I do have an underdog. 2nd and 11 from their own 28 now. Eagles is still in the gun. 2 tight ends set for him. Philly, you got Hurts dropping back. It's a Russia. Here he goes now. Hurts going to try and run and get anything out of that, and that's another loss there. So it's another sack for the Broncos. Still not sure who that gets credited to. Yeah, so let me go track my stuff. Okay, so Carson Wentz completely bombed me. I had him lower than 198, so I've already lost my parlay on that, unfortunately, which sucks because it looks like I'm going to get every other leg of it. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get anything for that. So there goes $5. Fuck you, Carson Wentz. Of course you had to go for more than 198 against Cleveland. Damn you. We're respawning the ball real quick on a 3rd and 10. 8:45 to go here in the second quarter. He played pretty terrible. I thought he was going to play worse. He's the reason my parlay's dead. I had him lower than 198.5, and he went for like 214, so he played good enough to fuck me, I guess. 3rd and 12 now for Philadelphia from their own 27. You got Hurts in the gun, and we're going to have a false start at 5 to that deficit. 3rd and 17 coming up, and we're going to get another Philadelphia shot in the foot. So that's going to set up 3rd and 17 on that. No, ma'am. No. We're not doing anything. Lay down. We'll go out in a few minutes. Halftime is going to have to be started by me taking a dog outside. Here we go. 3rd and 17 now for Philadelphia. They're going to be backed up to their own 22. You see a little bit of a shift around here of personnel. A little bit of a flip here. Back goes to the right. Goddard to the left. Hurts dropping back. It's a long drop for him. He's winding up and going deep here. He's got a die open, and Devontae Smith is wide open on the other side of the field. He needed 17, and he got a trillion more. 57 yards. And it's on Riley Moss there. Smith just able to run and get a step on Mr. Moss. And Jalen Hurts is not going to miss a throw like that. So suddenly field position flips. And now we're down to the Denver 26. Wow. Hurts going to come out in the gun here. Hurts, it's a quick little drop. Now he's looking deep, looking end zone. And Pat Surtain in coverage, knocked away, but they're calling it pass interference. Flag comes out at the 2. And I don't know if I'd call that a flag. There's a discussion, slight discussion by the refs. And they're going to call it. Of course they are. What would they have called on that? You had both guys hand fighting. I don't know. I think that's, there's a little bit of holding with his right hand is what they call. So they get Surtain for PI. So now ball's at the 2-yard line now. Barkley's back in the game. Gun set now for Hurts. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers on the field. It's a handoff middle for Barkley. No, play action. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Passing touchdown to Dallas Goedert. It's going to make it 9-3 Philly, pinning an extra points. That's something the Eagles are really good at, is that play action fake. So a blown coverage by Riley Moss and a pass interference by Pat Surtain gets Philly down to the 2, and Philly able to capitalize. So Broncos, obviously, couple of shots in the foot. And unable to sweep it up there on 1st and goal. Dallas Goedert gets open. You had, I believe that was Singleton and Hufanga trailing behind him. So it's going to be Elliott on now for the extra point now. Elliott, middle of the field, and he's going to knock it through. Easy 10-3 Philadelphia. Broncos with their first deficit today. And that's just, you can't blow that coverage on 3rd and 17 if you're Riley Moss. Dude. That's just, you can't blow that coverage, man. Riley Moss gets absolutely torched on the top side, and that leads to pass interference by Surtain, and both of that leads to a touchdown for Philly. Philly basically got 77 free yards on 2 plays. They got 20 of it on the pass interference, and then 57, obviously, on the 3rd and fucking 17. Which really, 3rd and 17, if you're Riley Moss, I don't know why you're playing press coverage on that. Like, that feels like a bit of a tactical error by somebody. Why are you playing press man with a corner that you know is slower than a receiver on 3rd and 17? Redonkulous? Absolutely. Come on, we're gonna squish the Vampire Sonic and hope for a response out of this Broncos offense once we come back from ad break. Of course, we are in commercial break, so we are not missing anything. Yeah, if you're Riley Moss on that side, you can't. Really, what I don't get, it just feels like a weird call defensively. Because, like, Riley Moss is in press coverage against Devontae Smith with, like, no help over the top. I really don't get what the ethos of that was there. Like, it's 3rd and 17. You don't have to play press man-to-man on 3rd and 17. Like, you can play cover 4. You can play cover 3, cover 4. Like, you don't have to play press man-to-man. And I mean, if they were playing a zone, then why is Riley Moss lined up so close if he's supposed to be playing a deep zone? I don't get it. Either it was man-to-man and Moss had no help over the top, or it was a deep zone and he was playing way too far up. So, Eagles are going to kick this thing back to Denver now after scoring that touchdown. I'm going to scoot my mic back just a little bit. I feel like I'm a little too loud in it. So, it's Goddard with the first touchdown of the game, and it's going to be Elliott to kick this thing off. Broncos offense going to be looking to respond. Here we go. Elliott boots this thing into the brotherly skies. That'll be fielded at the 5. By, I believe that is Harvey. Harvey bounces off a guy before he gets knocked out at the 30, 29 or 30 there. And we got a flag down. So we'll see what this is. It's going to be holding on Denver on the receiving team. That is JL Skinner. Guilty of the penalty. That's going to move the Broncos back 10. So put them at the 20. It's a touchback off a punt, essentially. So Broncos now going to be looking to go 80, 81 yards to respond here to Philadelphia's touchdown now. Broncos defense folded there a little bit on that last drive. They're going to need to regroup. But the offense also needs to go down and respond. 7:15 left in the half now. Bo Nix in this offense, they've had their opportunities. They just haven't been able to execute on all of them. Had a wide open Sherfield that was overthrown. And on that first drive, you had Sutton open on the sideline and just dropped it. So here we go. Gun set for Bo. Troutman going to go right to left in the formation. 3 receiver set from their own 19. Nix with the snap. Quick drop. And he just finds a man. That is Sherfield. Sherfield able to wiggle out of a tackle. And he gets across a 30. Almost to the 35. First down, Denver. It's a gain of 15. Call it the 34. That's a good way to open that drive there. Trent Sherfield just finds himself open in a zone there. Looked like he was running a bit of a curl route. Here we go. 1st and 10 now. Clock will tick under 6:45 to go in the half. Nix will come out in the gun once again. Empty set for Bo. Bo takes a snap. Bit of a rollout, and he gets it out. Little 5-yard gain over to Harvey on forward progress. Gets one out to Harvey. It's a gain of 5. So here we go. Broncos offense going to try and come out firing on this thing. I think the Broncos got this. I think they do. I think Peyton's got him dialed in here. 2nd and 4, so they call it a gain of 6. Nix in the single back. We're going to see Mims motion. It's a fake to Mims before we get a flag come down. And we'll see what this is. And it's an offensive false start. 5-yard penalty. It's a false start by Bulls. That's going to back Denver up 4, so call it 2nd and 9 now instead of 2nd and 4. Bit of a, god damn it, bit of a fucking shot in the foot for this Broncos offense. Luckily, though, it doesn't set you back behind the sticks. So here we go, from their own 35. It does change how you got to call this a little bit. Nick's in the gun, 2 receivers stacked on the right or on the left. Play clock down to 5. Nick's getting set. Takes a snap. It'll be a handoff. And that's going to go absolutely nowhere. J.K. Dobbins, absolutely nowhere. Maybe a gain of 1. Sets up 3rd and long. So you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 8 after a false start penalty on Garrett Bowles. Broncos need this conversion badly right now. 1 for 5 on 3rd down so far. It's been 3rd and long all afternoon for him. Nick's in the gun. 4 receivers set with a running back to his left side now. Nick's dropping back. Eagles bring 4. Nick's, that ball, something happened to him. They call it incomplete. Fuck. It's going to be 4th down, and the Broncos are going to punt. What even happens here? Nick's just gets a little... They call it a... Tony's saying Nick's got a little too or a little too deep in his drop, and he kind of did. Kind of walked back into Ojolari there, and throw gets affected on that, so 4th and 8 now for Denver. And it's going to be a punt. Garrett Bowles with a penalty makes a 2nd and 4, 2nd and 9, and then they're not able to recover from that. Make it 1 for 6 on 3rd down now. Crawshaw on to kick. Crawshaw gets this thing off. And bit of a shank, but it's going to roll. And about to the 15. So a bit of a weird kick there. But it does roll. It takes a very Broncos roll. 4:49 on the clock. Broncos offense unable to get out of neutral right now. So another promising drive gets killed by Bronco penalty. We've seen this all season in crucial situations. And like I said, 1st and 10, you get 2nd and 4 on a nice little throw out to Harvey. Penalty kills it. And then at that point, they try a run on 2nd and 8, and it goes absolutely nowhere. And then 3rd and 9, it is what it is. So Broncos defense now going to be looking to get a stop after completely blowing their last possession there. We are in commercial break, so you're not missing anything. 4:49 on the clock there in Philadelphia. Broncos trying to go against history here and win an East Coast game in the morning. After a bit of a short week. Hasn't been the greatest of games for them up to this point. Offense hasn't looked great. There's been some okay plays for the offense, but they haven't been able to capitalize on anything. Defense looked a little shaky, especially on that last possession. So we'll have to see how this Broncos defense is able to respond now. Ideally, Broncos defense able to go get a stop, and then the Broncos offense does what it does in the 2-minute before half drill and go collect some points. But it has not been great for the Broncos offense so far this game. Broncos haven't really been able to get the run game going outside of kind of that one possession, which is kind of problematic because, another thing, too, is when the Broncos are trailing, Peyton's going to put the ball in Nick's hands, Peyton does kind of have a really bad habit of abandoning the run once we get down a little bit. It kind of is what it is. Philly's going to be backed up to their own 15-yard line on this. Got a really good... Crawshaw got a very lucky roll of the ball there on a punt that touched down at the 30 and then rolled back another 15 before it was fielded and ran out of bounds before it could go back any further. 4:49 to go here in this first half. Huge touchdown drive after when they had it last. It's going to be Hurts in the gun once again. He's got a receiver and a tight end each side of the formation. Now Brown going to motion to the right side. Broncos bring a blitz. Ball looked like it got hit or something, and we've got a flag down. Riley Moss was in coverage. And what's this flag going to be here? He had Devontae Smith go bitching for a flag, and Moss is trying to figure out what he did wrong. But it's called PI, so obligatory fucking pop in the foot. Fuck. So here we go. Broncos taking the pistol to their foot and mag dumping so far. God damn it, man. So Riley Moss not having a great game right now. That's where we're at. Riley Moss is not having that good of a game as it goes. Big completion allowed, and now the PI. So now from the 25, pistol set now. Rush got in quick, but it was a little bit of a screen on 1st and 10, but that's going to go for a loss of 1. Devontae Smith gets nailed at the line of scrimmage. And looks like we got another update out of another game here. Rattler to Rashid Shaheed for 87 yards. So that makes it 13-14 in New Orleans. So New Orleans now just in a 1-point hole. Here we go back in Philadelphia. 2nd and 10, 4:07 on the clock and ticking down for this Philadelphia offense, coming off a loss of half a yard. Broncos showing heavy blitz. Broncos only bring 4. Hurts in the gun, finds Devontae Smith in the zone, and he's going to get down to 40. Gain of 15. Jaquan McMillan makes the stop. And Philly now zapping around the ball a little bit. Jalen Hurts looking like he's finding that MVP form all of a sudden here against this Broncos defense. And I'm scooting my PC around a little bit because the vent's a little toasty. Gun set now for Hurts again. Play action. Hurts dropping. Hurts looking right side. And he's got AJ on. They're picking on these Broncos corners now. Surtain makes a tackle, and that's another first down for Philadelphia. AJ Brown got to bitch in. Now he's getting the ball here. Broncos corners right now having a bit of a rough go at it. Ends up being another gain of about 10, 11, 12. Now down to the Denver 48-yard line now. Hurts remains in the gun. It's a 3-receiver set. Goddard in at tight end on the right side of the formation. Clock under 3 minutes. Hurts with the snap, dropping back. Now he's winding up, taking an end zone shot, looking for Moss. What a catch by Devontae. Or is that Dodson? They called it a catch. It's Moss in coverage again. And Dodson, they're going to call him out. That's going to be incomplete. Yep, that's incomplete. So they are going to go and reverse that incomplete if Peyton doesn't challenge. They're walking back. It goes as a long incompletion there. And they are picking on Riley Moss like a bully, picking on the very small kid. But we're going to see Sirianni challenge whether or not it was incomplete. So Sirianni saying he's got possession when the ball's on the ground. Or when his foot's on the ground. So Sirianni now challenging to try to get his way. So that's going to send us to a commercial break. And really, no matter how you slice it, Broncos corners having a rough go at it right now. Absolutely rough go at it right now. I think in the break, I'm going to switch jerseys, dog. All right, man. Maybe this jersey was not the go-to for this occasion. Hello. That's not good. You just looking at my fancy setup there?
It's pretty fancy. It's pretty fancy. It's very fancy.
I have to steal my seat back.
No, man. I kind of like it. It's pretty fancy.
Yeah, but I kind of need it.
That's crazy.
I know, isn't it?
I know.
I need my chair back. What are you searching for there, Bill?
My phone charger, my phone's almost dead.
Oh.
Brought to charge it last night. Actually, I didn't forget. I just didn't care.
You're very bad at charging your phone.
Really? When I'm at home, I charge it every night.
You're bad at charging it here.
Just when I'm here, I don't particularly care. It's not yourself useful. Plug that into it.
Excuse you? No. All right, we are back from ad break. What's the call? They confirm the incomplete call. They confirm the incomplete call. Incomplete, so Riley Moss gets a bit bailed out there. Call stands. Eagles lose a timeout on that one. 2:39 in the half. It's going to be a bit of a weird pistol set there for Hurts. It'll be a handoff left side. And Barkley is going to go for just a gain of 2 here. So Broncos defense trying to hold Philadelphia and give their offense another chance here. We're going to see a timeout here by Denver. Broncos defense trying to get off of the field here, give the offense another shot here before that 2-minute warning comes in. So Broncos now going to make that 2-minute warning a 4th timeout in effect. It's what most teams do try to do with their clock management. I stole a few sips of your water, and by a few I mean a good chunk of it. You sure weren't drinking it. Will you hand me mine?
Your breath smells like ass. Get out of here.
I've been giving her those like greenies treats too. Okay. I'll try not to. 3rd and 8 now for Philadelphia from the Denver 46. Hurts in the gun, gonna motion Devontae Smith to the far side of the formation. And they're gonna call him for a false start. Smith stumbled into his stance there. They're gonna call that a false start. So that's gonna back Philadelphia up another 5. It's gonna make it 3rd and 13. And that will, I believe that's going to put Philadelphia back on their own side of the field. So Broncos defense with a huge opportunity to get off the field here. 2:34 on the clock, 2nd and 13, or 3rd and 13, excuse me. Play clock down to 10. Hurts will remain in the gun. It's a bit of a bunch set for him. Broncos show pressure. And they pull off. Broncos rush 4. Hurts standing in the pocket. Hurts is going to be taken down. Sack for the Broncos defense. It's Allen and Nick Bonito combining for a huge sack to kick Philly even further out of field goal range. They weren't really in to begin with, but it kicks them even further onto their own side of the field. Broncos just came out and showed blitz on that. It was a zone coverage scheme that they ran there, and Bonito and Allen just able to loop him up and get him down. Huge stop by this Broncos defense, and they're going to give their offense a chance here. We had a Broncos timeout come before this punt, so Braden Mann on to punt this thing, his first of the day. Mims set up at about his own 5-yard line. And that ball is going to get off. Mims going to let that thing bounce, and it bounces into the end zone. Touchback. So best case scenario there for Denver, besides Mims getting a chance to return. And that does set up a 1st and 10 for your Denver Broncos. It's going to be 2-minute drill now for Broncos here. And that's a rough bounce there. Mechie unable to get to it. Braden Mann was a little pissed about it, and I don't blame him. If I'm a punter, I want my gunners to go down and get that thing. So 1st and 10 for the Broncos now from their own 20-yard line. Down 7, you got 2:18 to go here going into halftime, and I believe it is Philadelphia ball to start this thing off in the second half. Broncos in the huddle, play clock down to 20. 2:18 to go in the half here, and we're going to see if we get 2-minute bow. Broncos going right to left here on the screen. Nick's in the gun. He's got 2 receivers, bottom of the formation. One up top with a tight end. Nix gets the snap, drops back, bit of a long drop back. Now he's drifting. Now he's scrambling, and he's just looking for a guy, and he dirts it. Jordan Davis able to get in on him, and he just dirts it. Burns 6 seconds, 2nd and 10. Nix was just drifting quite a bit there and just doesn't really find him, so just dirts it in Bidet's direction there, and that sets up 2nd and 10. My girlfriend's having a rough time in Mario Kart. 2nd and 10 now for Denver. 3 receivers, 1 tight end on the field here. That tight end is Nate Adkins. Nix takes a snap, 5-step. Now he's going to toss it out to Beatty. Set up a screen here. Beatty looking for some open room, and he gets it, and he's going to get a 1st down and a little more, and that's going to run down to the 2-minute warning. So that's a huge 1st down there for Denver. Broncos able to get that screen game working for him there. Let the rush get upfield. It's the 2-minute warning into commercial break. Broncos trying to mount a game-tying drive here at the end of the half. Try to snag some momentum in for the second half. Broncos offense has been in, I don't even know if I want to say first gear. They've been stuck in neutral all day, besides one decent drive, and even then it took a 55-yard kick to get them onto the board, but it's still a 1-possession game. Broncos defense outside of 1 possession has been playing pretty all right. Broncos offense now just looking to hold their end of the bargain here. 2-minute warning. You're not missing any ball game if you're just joining us. Absolute redonkulous game so far. Not really in a good way either. Broncos offense just hasn't been able to do shit. Run game kind of got a little bit abandoned there after the first quarter. And even then, they weren't really finding much besides, I believe, the drive. They got a field goal on. Dobbins had kind of one good possession. And then after that, run games fizzled out. And Broncos haven't really figured it out through the air yet. Broncos are definitely more of a second half team. I really don't know why they can't just get there for the first half at all. You could say the Eagles are playing down to competition. Or you could say the Broncos are good enough to keep this thing close right now. And that's kind of been the game right now, is the Broncos are just kind of hanging in there, kind of waiting for just one go or one thing to break their way to let them kind of run away with it. Now, what concerns me a little is this defense. There are no turnovers getting forced, which is, you know, in a game like this against a Super Bowl contender, perennial contender, you need turnovers as an underdog punching up. And if you're not getting turnovers, then it's got to be almost perfect. We are back out of the 2-minute warning. They're running through their sponsors real quick. Broncos coming off a 15-yard screen there from Tyler Bidet. So that's going to have to be the launch point for them. Coming into this drive now, they've got a first down Now we're going to be on the other side of the 2-minute warning. Functions as a bit of a 4th timeout. Broncos use 2 on defense to get the ball back with some time. It's going to be 1st and 10 now from their own 35-yard line. Nix will come out in the gun. 2 receivers stacked. Now we're going to motion 1. Fake handoff to Mims. Another screen to that right side. We're going to see Franklin get a little wiggly. And that's going to be a gain of 5 or 6 there. Broncos going to go up tempo now. 1:48 on the clock and going down. Franklin able to wiggle around and get out of what could have been just a gain of 1 or 2 and turns it into 5. Nix in the gun. It's a 2x2 set now for him. Nix, snap, Nix dropping, looking. Bounced off of Bidet's hands there, a little bit behind him, and that could have easily been picked by an Eagle. I was just talking about a defense forcing turnovers. I did not mean Philadelphia. Going to set up a 3rd and 5, a minute 32 to go now for Broncos, and this is a huge 3rd down, and it's been the down that the Broncos have been the least effective on all day, about 1 for 6, I believe, on 3rd down, 1 for 7 maybe, 1 for 6, I was right the first time, and this is one of their more favorable ones, 3rd and 5, Nix in the gun, takes a snap, 5-step drop, Nix, looking deep, Nix, definitely, Franklin, oh my god. It's incomplete. It wasn't even close, so it's going to be another Broncos punt. You had Franklin getting a bit just kind of hand fighting on the left side there with Ringo. Franklin wanted a flag because there was a little bit of pushing, but they don't call it, so Broncos going to have to punt this thing with a minute 26. Crawshaw now onto this thing, and the Eagles deferred this, so Crawshaw going to boot this thing off now. And it's going to be fair caught at the 12, 11 or 12. 1:19 to go, and Philly's got a timeout, so Broncos defense in a precarious position right now. Offense, once again, just unable to stall, or just unable to stop stalling, or unable to get out of their own way here. Franklin, Franklin just kind of looked like he killed his own route after he got pushed a little bit, like he was expecting a flag, and so that ball ends up flying 20 yards over him. But even then, like if you're Nix, like you don't need it all in one go. You can take a 1st down and try to work something there. Okay, here we go. Gun set for Philadelphia, 3x1 set, 1 tight end on the field. For Philadelphia, play clock down to 4. Shipley going to motion from right to left. Barely gets a snap off. Broncos bring 4. And it's batted at the line there. Number 92 on the left side of the defensive line. And that's Dondre Tillman able to get a hand up in there. 1:15 to go and a minute 15 to go. Or a minute 15 to go. 2nd and 10. 10-3 Philadelphia. Broncos defense looking for a stop. And that's a good play by Tillman there. If you're not able to get there, then get your hand up. He times it perfectly, and he's able to kind of bat it. So Shipley remains in the game here. It's still a 3x1 set here for Philadelphia. Broncos bring 5 or 4. Now he's got Shipley open on the right side flat. It's only a gain of 5. Maybe a gain of 4. They call it 4, and they shove him out of bounds. 1:08 on the clock here. Broncos defense with a good opportunity to get some better field position here and get their offense one more chance with roughly 60 seconds to go in a timeout here. Broncos haven't had to use that final timeout yet on this drive with the incompletion, and now the toss out of bounds, or the knock out of bounds. Obviously, Shipley had it, went to the right side. Or left side of the formation, I suppose. It's going to be another 3x1 set here for Philadelphia. 2 guys bunched in on each side. Hurts dropping back in the gun. Hurts, pressure got in on him. And it's incomplete. Broncos defense gets a stop. 1:02 to go. Allen got in, and Hurts just had to unload that thing. Allen was bearing down on him. And that's why you pay Allen as much money as you do. So Broncos are going to get this ball back with, give or take, 55 seconds maybe. So Braden Mann's going to be punting this thing from his own goal line here. So Philly just does not run any clock off. 102 here on the punt. Here it goes. Man gets the snap. Almost gets a man through to block it. And it's fielded at the 40 by Mims. Gets twisted around a little bit. And down to the 45-yard line. So Broncos offense with 52 seconds has a chance to get in there and tie this goddamn game before we go to halftime. Broncos are going to have a timeout to work with here. 52 seconds on a bit of a shorter field. I feel like anything but a touchdown almost has to be a failure on this. So what are we going to see now? Broncos have had some positive plays. They've just stalled out on just about every drive they've ran. 52 seconds from your own 44. Nix is going to come out here. Looks to be a 3-by-1 set. Or just a 4-receiver set. Nix with the snap. Deep drop. Now Nix scrambling around. Just got to toss it out now to a guy. And it's going to be Engram for -2. Broncos got to get to the line here. I don't know why Nix didn't just throw that away. It's a loss of 3 on the play. Clock is going to run down under 30 seconds. Nix gets the snap off. 27 seconds. Nix looking sticks. Tipped around and incomplete. Looking for Sutton. Dangerous jump ball there. He had Mitchell in coverage. So it'll be 3rd and 13 for the Broncos now, set up in prime field position and just unable to do anything with it. And that ball, I mean, it's a catchable ball for Sutton. Mitchell kind of makes a play on it and able to kind of take Sutton away from it. So 3rd and 13 now for the Broncos, who are 1 for 7 on 3rd down coming into this. Field goal line is about the 42. Nix takes a snap. They need 13. Nix going to scramble. Nix going to unload a ball going right sideline. And we're going to get a flag. Looking for Marvin Mims. It's a flag on Kelly Ringo. Trying to keep Mims from getting to that ball. And a flag comes down. And where are we going to go? Never mind, they pick up the flag. So no pass interference. Wow. Yeah, Peyton's pissed about them picking that flag up. Nix is understandably unhappy, so Broncos once again just can't do a goddamn thing. Offense just has absolutely nothing. 15 seconds. Broncos are going to punt this thing away to Philly. Both teams with a timeout, but Philly's going to be pinned back on this, ideally. Crawshaw gets a snap, and he boots it away. And it'll be fair caught at the 4. So, Philly ball for the final 8 seconds of the half, and with the field position, I'd be shocked if they don't just kneel it down. Broncos offense still just unable to do jack shit. It's been a very defensive game. Broncos defense has broke more than Philadelphia's has. So, we're likely just to see a knee here at the end of the half. And it's going to run us into halftime, so those numbers will be coming up here after a quick break on my end. And it just does not look good for the Broncos up to this point, but they're hanging in right now. We do get that kneel down, and that's going to run us into the end of the half. So I will be right back after a quick break, mostly to get my dog outside and all that fun jazz. So I will be right back, and then we'll have all the halftime numbers, and that is, yeah, going to be that. So I'm going to leave a thing in chat here. Be right back. Taking dog outside. Alrighty, I will be right back. Flying past you. Hello. All right, we are back from taking my dog outside. Let's get into these halftime numbers, and let me tell you, not exactly pretty. Bo Nix, 10 for 21, 78 yards. J.K. Dobbins, 7 carries, 28 yards. Broncos have kind of abandoned the run game there at the end of the first half. Marvin Mims has got a carry for 9. Harvey's got 2 carries, hasn't gone anywhere. Receiving, still not great for the Broncos. Troy Franklin, 2 of 25. Beatty, 1 of 16. Sherfield, 1 for 15. Sutton's got 2 catches for 10, and then a couple of guys have 1 catch for an assorted amount of yards that amount to no more than 6. 6, my God. Defensively, it's been a little bit of a rough game. Couple of weird sacks that Broncos got with Hurts running out of bounds. Singleton's got a sack technically with a couple of tackles. Ayoma Uwazurike's got a sack on the same circumstance. And then you got Allen and Benito that have both gotten a sack. Let's see. Will Lutz 1 for 1. He's the only Broncos point. And then Crawshaw already with 5 punts, averaging 50.4 a boot, and 4 of those are inside of the 20. When the punters got that many kicks in the first half, it's been a rough day. For Philadelphia, on the other hand, not as rough, although their offense isn't doing the best either. Hurts is 13 to 19, so he's having a much better day at the office than Bo, 138 and a touchdown. Saquon's only got 5 carries on the game for 30 yards. A.J. Dillon's got 2 for 12. And then Shipley's got himself a carry as well, but he didn't go anywhere. Let's see. Devontae Smith, 4 catches, 75 yards. Had that big 57-yard catch that he burned Riley Moss on. A.J. Brown's got 4 catches for 35, so they've been picking on Surtain a little bit. Grant Calcaterra did end up having a couple of catches for 18 before leaving the game. I believe he left with an injury. Saquon's got a catch for 4, so does Shipley, and then Goddard's got a touchdown grab for 2 yards there for Philadelphia. And then this Philadelphia defense, I mean, they've been playing really well. Coverage has been there for them. They haven't done a whole lot in like the big box categories. Zadarius Smith had a big sack on a Broncos drive that kicked him out of field goal range. Otherwise, this is likely a 10-6 game instead. Philadelphia has been playing a great game defensively there, and the Broncos haven't been able to get shit done at all. So we got to look at the team numbers. Broncos barely with 100 total yards, 65 total passing yards with the sack, obviously. Only 37 rushing yards. Eagles aren't doing much more. 41 rushing yards on that other end. Broncos are only getting about 3 yards a play here. 8 first downs to the Eagles' 11. Broncos, where they're really getting hurt, is third down. 1 for 8 on third down. Eagles 2 for 6. Eagles doing most of their damage, though, on those early downs. That's kind of been their MO all year. Broncos have only allowed 1 sack to the Eagles' 3. No teams have gotten a turnover, and really both teams have had the ball for an even amount of time here. Broncos with 14-43, and we've got Philly holding it for 15-10 is what Google says anyways on those statistics. It's a very winnable game right now. The Broncos are just kind of hanging in this thing, and really I think we're just trying to get that one thing to really break their way here. Only 3 total scores in the game, so if the Broncos offense can just get it into gear, man, and they've shown flashes. And there's been some big misses in this game. Knicks missed Trent Sherfield earlier in the game on what should have been a wide-open touchdown. That's a huge missed opportunity. Sutton dropped a ball going down the right sideline on that first drive that would have converted a third down. That's another huge drop and another huge missed opportunity. So Broncos right now are just really shooting themselves in the foot here, and they're doing it to themselves. That's kind of the problem, so we'll go give you guys some updates on a few other scores today. It's been a good day of football. You had the Vikings and the Browns going early over in London, so we'll go get you guys a couple of other score updates before we get into this. Cowboys-Jets 23-3 halftime. Cowboys absolutely having their way with the Jets. Meanwhile, Saints take a halftime lead into New Orleans, 16-14 over there. You've got Rattler and Dart going mano-a-mano over there. Raiders-Colts. Colts are currently sitting with a 23 lead over the Raiders there, and that game is in the third quarter. Raiders ball. It's 17-10 over in Carolina right now. Dolphins holding that lead, so they're trying to kind of claw back here into the playoff race. Obviously, you've got Broncos 3, Eagles 10 here at halftime. And then on the other side as well, the last game of the early window, it's Texans 24, Ravens 3 in Baltimore. So Ravens not putting up much of a fight, and they're looking like they're kind of holding the fall off right now. If there's any week for the Broncos to win and try and separate out of this hovering at 500 arc there, it's this week. Ravens are seeming to have a bit of a down year. Dolphins are trying to surge back. You'd love a Carolina win right there. Raiders are losing as it stands. Browns have lost as well. Jets are getting their doors beat in right now. If there is a week for the Broncos to win, it is this week, especially before that early morning game over in London against the Jets. Of course, Jets are going to have to recoup for that as well, and I imagine the Broncos are going to be heading right to London after this game ends. But that is your halftime show. There are your score updates. I believe we're in our final commercial break before we come back. It's going to be Eagles ball to start things out. Titans will lose. Who are the Titans playing? Are the Titans playing? They might be afternoon window. Who are the Titans playing? Let's go see. Playing the Cards. Yeah, more than likely. More than likely. We need the Jags to win. I see. Yeah, Titans are not having a great year. Cardinals aren't doing too bad. They're 2-2. It's in Arizona. I don't imagine this is the game that Cam Ward turns into the fucking Jesus that all of Memphis, Tennessee thought he'd become. Here we go. They're running the first half highlights, which means we are just a few moments away from that second half kickoff. Broncos Eagles, it's been a low scoring affair. That much is for sure. Not a lot of highlights that they actually showed on the broadcast. So, start of the third quarter. Hello, Ender Games show. Glad to see you pop in. It's been a bit of a rough first half here, especially for the Broncos offensively. Defense is keeping them in this thing right now. One possession game. Did you die? Damn it. My girlfriend is now playing Fortnite. We've moved on from Mario Kart. It'll happen like that sometimes. I'm not good at Fortnite anymore either. No, I am not good at Fortnite anymore. There's the kick by Lutz. Kick will be fielded at the 3, and we're going to see the runoff here. And going to be tackled down at the 24. Number 47 gets there. That is... I can't get a name on that. But I can assure you that number 47 is not Josie Jewell anymore. Check the Colts v. Raiders. It was 20-3 when I looked at it. Colts Raiders was 23 when I gave it a glance. We did just get out of the halftime scores. It's 23 Indy Raiders ball. Start of the third quarter over there. So here we go. 1st and 10 for the 20 or from the 26. Hurt's going to be in the gun. It's a bit of a tight set for him. 3 receivers and a tight end. It's going to be a pull away from Barkley, a bit of an RPO, and Jaquan McMillan in coverage, able to bat it away from Dallas Goedert. That's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Broncos defense really trying to stick it to Philly and get a little bit of momentum going here. A 3 and out here would be huge. It's just going to be if the Broncos offense can get out of neutral. But yeah, Ender Games, it's 23 in Indianapolis when I checked like a minute ago. Raiders had, I think it was 2nd and 8. Here we go, another gun set for Philly. It's a little more spread out now. 3-by-1 set once again. Or 3 receivers tight with a tight end there. Hurts takes a snap, 3-step drop, loads it out quick, and he finds Devontae Smith. That's going to be a long gain all the way to the Bronco 47, or to the Eagle 47, excuse me. Gain of about 20, 21 on that, picking on Jaquan McMillan, who's seeing some action. Just a man-to-man play that Broncos guys just seem to be behind him. Smith going to motion from left to right of the formation here. Another gun set, handoff. Nope. And faked, and out to Goddard for about a gain of 6 or 7 on that. Tried to stretch the ball forward to get spotted an extra yard, but I don't think the refs are going to give that to him. 2nd and 4 now for Philadelphia. And I tell you, man, this would be an upset if the Broncos can break the Eagles' win streak. Oh, it's an upset if the Denver wins either way. From the Broncos side of the field now at the 48, 2nd and 4. 3 receivers to the one side of the field here. Dallas Goedert in line on the right side. So a true 3... It's a bit of a truer 3-1 set. Goddard splits out a little further. Play clock down in 3. Hurts gets it off. Here we go. Hurts, 5-step drop. Hurts looking, floating, and he's got a guy. Saquon Barkley beats Alex Singleton, and that is a Philadelphia touchdown. Saquon just breaks Alex Singleton over a board. Just a little wheel route out of the backfield there, and he's able to outrun Alex Singleton. And the over-the-top help for Denver just wasn't there. Looked like Brandon Jones was a little too far. It's a one-high safety there, and that's Talanoa Hufanga. And yeah, it's just a wheel route. Singleton slows down when Barkley pulls a double move. And just absolutely no one there to back him up on that. And this Broncos defense, you can tell, really misses Greenlaw's coverage skills. So that's going to make it a 14-point game after the extra point. And it doesn't help that this Broncos offense can't get out of its own damn way. So Saquon breaks the big one, and John Franklin Myers has a couple of trainers with him as he walks off the field. He's a bit slow to walk to the sideline. So here we go. It's going to be Elliott on for an extra point. Elliott knocks it through. So a quick score for Philadelphia coming out of the locker room. Saquon Barkley is the one here. Just torches Alex Singleton there on that backside. They're going to go to a commercial break. I'm going to go to a piss break, and I will be right back. Dr. Pepper, fruit punch, sparkling ice, a beer. I barely tossed it. Oy. Again, the issues of the Broncos feeling like they're on vacay or asleep. The Broncos either come out, bless you, by the way. The Broncos either come out like firing in the first half or they come out completely asleep. And right now, like the way the offense has been playing today, like if they didn't get any first half adjustments out, it's going to be bad. Broncos are kind of staring down a 5-alarm fire right now. Broncos are staring down a 5-alarm fire. All right, got a protein shake and a Dr. Pepper ready to go. So, Broncos going to get this back on a kickoff, down 14. Eagles deferred to start the game, and they got it right out of the locker room second half. Gotta stop the foot shots. Absolutely. Broncos have had a couple of penalties kill some drives too, so Bo needs to stop missing some of these balls that he's had, and Broncos defense has got to shore it up. So here we go. Elliott with the kick. That will be fielded at the 6 or 7. Going to be returned by Harvey up the left sideline. And he's going to get popped out, and we got a flag down. If this stands, he got out to about the 35-yard line, but we'll see what the officials saw on that. And it's a hold, so it's going to put Denver back at about the 25. It's a hold on Trent Sherfield on this. All right. Alrighty, protein shake is gone. So here we go. 1st and 10, single back set for Bo. It's a bit of a bunched in formation. Bo, it's going to be a handoff right side. Dobbins trying to find a lane, and Dobbins has absolutely nowhere to go. Just gets 3 Eagles right on top of him. It's a negative play for Denver. Just another one. 2nd and 12 now for him. Colts touchdown. There you go, Ender Games. Colts scored. We'll probably get an update on that here in a minute here in Philadelphia. So we do have an update. Franklin Myers, non-contact injury to the knee. That's not good. 2nd and 12 now. 3-by-1 set for the Broncos. Nate Adkins out at tight end. Nix dropping back. Short drop. Going to flick it out of the backfield to Harvey, and Harvey able to make up most of that yardage there. It's going to make it a 3rd and 1. Sorry, they're on my parlay. Hey, you're all good, dog. We want everyone to get some money. I'll keep an NFL score tab up here. Indeed, 26-3 Raiders pending the extra points. 6:54 in the 3rd. So here we go. Huge 3rd down here for Denver. 3rd and 1. It's the easiest possible conversion today. Nix hard counts it, and he's able to get shoved forward there from one of his guys behind him. That's Troutman. So it's a 3rd down conversion for Denver finally, after they haven't been able to do any of it all game. Who really gets in there to shove at him here? Prentice gets the first shove, and yeah, Prentice just basically jumps in to shove him forward. The angle we had, it looked like it was Troutman. So here we go. Nick's in the gun. New set of downs. 3 receivers. And flag down and false start. Mike McGlinchey. Could see that from the broadcast angle, so back it up 5. Fucking... Here we go. Shot in the foot. Bang. Broncos are really, really fucking good at doing that today. And it's the exact things I said they couldn't do against the Eagles. They're doing all of the things I said they couldn't do. 1st and 15 now from their 23. Nix now drops. Now he's going to scramble. Nix, yep, Nick's going to tuck and run, and he's got a 1st down. Or he's almost got a 1st. They're going to call him about a foot short of the 1st down. That's a gain of like 14 2/3. And Nix finally just uses his legs. He pump fakes Zach Bond and wiggles around. And that's a good run by Bo to turn 1st and 15 into 2nd and 1. I set now for the Broncos. Adam Prentice comes back out into the game. Dobbins in the backfield, of course. Nix hands it off to Adam Prentice. It's the 2nd week in a row that we've got a fullback handoff, and Prentice barrels forward for some good yards there. Gets the Broncos out to to their own 46. So you got a gain of 14 from Bo, and then you've got about a 9-10 yard gain by your goddamn fullback. So Broncos are getting some running yards in from not your halfbacks there. And I'm convinced now that Adam Prentice needs more carries. Clock ticks below 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, 9:50 and counting. Nix comes out in a single back set. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, and Broncos going to call a timeout on this. Play clock was running down, and Nix didn't like the look. So we got a timeout now from Denver, their first of the second half. So we'll see what they come out with here. New set of downs now. Broncos trying to get this back to a one-possession game. Broncos defense has let up a couple of huge plays today. They've made some pretty good plays today as well. Broncos offense hasn't been able to capitalize on jack shit.
I was doing so good.
Did you die again? Damn it.
I was in 15th place and then I died.
Damn.
I'm doing so good.
All right, Broncos out in a new set now. Single back. Nick still with 3 receivers out, going to motion. Nate Adkins around here. Hand off to Dobbins. Dobbins has a convoy and some blocks into Philadelphia territory. Down to the Philly 36, give or take. They might give him the 35 here. And it's a good play design there, too. You get Adkins in motion one way, and then he bounces back the other way to draw some guys. Nix hands it off to the weak side, and you get a good cutback from Dobbins in the backfield, just able to follow some guys forward after that, namely Nate Adkins. That's a good run for Denver there. So, new set of downs for Denver once again. Nix in an I form, another handoff now for Dobbins, breaks out of a tackle, and he's going to get stuffed for about 3 on that one. Sets up 2nd and 7 now, so Broncos seem to be getting this running game moving a little bit here. J.K. Dobbins looking to come into his own here, and looks like the adjustment for Denver was run the goddamn ball. The thing I said they needed to do from the jump. Here we go. Gun set now for Bo. 3 guys to his right side, a tight end, Nate Adkins, and 2 receivers. Bo changing the play at the line here. Play clock down to 5. Nix gets the snap, catches it one-handed. Nix dancing around a little bit. He's got to sling it away. Ball is thrown away. No one's there. I'm not seeing a flag come down. And we are going to get a flag down, so it's going to be intentional grounding for Mr. Nix. Another shot to the foot. Just nobody in that right side area there for Bo. Loss of down, 3rd down, so it's a bad penalty. It's going to turn that into 3rd and a nightmare for Bo in this offense. It's just a heavy blitz there by Philadelphia. Bo just doesn't have anybody to go to. He had a guy, if he was able to get his head around to the left side. He had positive yards, he just doesn't see them. It's going to be 3rd down and fucking, I don't even want a number. 3rd and 21, empty set for Bo, and all you want is to just get into field goal range now for Denver. Try and cut this down to an 11-point game if you can. 3rd and 21, Bo in an empty set now. Takes a snap, 3-step drop, quick little drop there, and he's got Mims, but I don't think he got enough to get into field goal range. Down to the Philly 44. Zach Bond there on the tackle. It's a gain of 6. Obvious not going for it there, and this will likely be another cross-shot punt, so it's another drive that gets not just killed, but absolutely murdered by penalties. And it is going to be Crushin' on for another fucking punt. Dotson's going to be back to return this. 7:40 in the 3rd quarter and counting down, so about to the halfway mark. So here we go. Crawshaw gets the punt off. High ball, fair caught at the 8 or 9 by Dodson. So, Philadelphia is going to get the ball 17-3, and the Broncos stall another drive, and it remains a 14-point deficit. Broncos offense has been unable to do jack shit, and when they do get moving, they get in their own way. So Dobbins' little coming out party in this game is all for naught. Ay. Get you guys a couple of score updates now that we're in a commercial break. It's still 23-3, Dallas, New York. New York, first and 10 of their own 33. I doubt they do much with that. Meanwhile, still 16-14 in New Orleans. That score is held since halftime, though the Saints are inside of the Giants' 15. Raiders Colts, absolute massacre, 32-3. Raiders aren't doing shit. Go down to Carolina. Panthers have the ball, starting it at their own 2. They made it a 4-point game over there. Obviously, 3-17 in this one. And then over in Baltimore, it is now 34-3. Houston. Ravens are driving, though. They've got second and goal at the Houston 1-yard line. The game that Cooper Rush has started at quarterback. C.J. Stroud having a nice day so far. 19-22 for him. 3 touchdowns, 175 yards. And Cooper Rush is just on the wrong end of this here. 13-16, 170. Just he has a pick and has got no help from the rest of his team there. So Ravens are getting the doors blown off, but then get a little bit of a consolation score, which they do. Can I see who scored that? It is a rushing touchdown for Derrick Henry. He's only averaging 1.8 a carry today. But the Ravens do get a score onto the board there to put a little bit of lipstick on a pig. 34-9 now in Baltimore. Of course, pending that extra point. We're back to Philadelphia now. Broncos offense hasn't been able to do a damn thing all day. Eagles starting to find some holes wherever they can pick them up. Of course, Singleton is the weak guy in the middle there, where Greenlaw was supposed to fill that coverage void. And here we go. It's going to be inside of their own 10 for Philadelphia once again. They've started a lot of these drives inside of their own 10-yard line, and it hasn't mattered. Broncos just unable to hold every bit of the seam here. Gun set for Jalen Hurts now. Bit of a change of play there at the line of scrimmage. Hurts takes a snap, 3-step drop. Hurts gets it out to A.J. Brown, gain of 8. Picking on Surtain a little bit there. A.J. Brown finds an opening, just a little bit of a slant there. Finds the leverage in man coverage there. So here we go. Eagles looking to mount another drive here. Broncos looking to get the offense back onto the field. Broncos show blitz of 5. We're going to see Brown motion to the other side of the formation. Hurts, hands, no. Going to toss it out to Goddard, and Goddard has some room to run here. Finally fights off a few guys and gets slung out of bounds. First down, Philadelphia. Out to around the 30-31 yard line now for him. So already 2 plays in Philadelphia. Not only with a new set of downs, but with about 21 yards of offense here. So this Broncos defense getting gashed just a little bit. Another gun set for Philly. They've ran most of their offensive plays out of the gun today. Hurts going to drop back, 5-step. Now he's going to scramble around a little bit. Has a guy fall off. He's going to run it, and Hufanga pretty much guides him out of bounds after a gain of about 4. 2nd and 6 now for Philadelphia. Like I said, Hufanga just kind of guides him out of bounds there a little bit. Doesn't go pop him. Hurts just barely avoids getting sacked on that. He had a defensive lineman diving after him. And able to turn that into a gain of 4. So 2nd and 6 now for Denver. Or for Philadelphia, excuse me. Vance Joseph trying to keep Philadelphia out of points once again. Pistol set now for Hurts. Hurts setting up screen, and he had Hufanga in his face almost instantly. It goes incomplete. He's able to get that ball off in the general direction of A.J. Brown. Well-timed safety blitz there for Denver. Vance Joseph gets aggressive when he needs to. And Hufanga got right in on that, unable to get a sack on anything. Hurts just has to dirt it. Bo trying to get himself ready to go back out. Broncos defense needs to hold here. 3rd and 6 now, still on the Philadelphia side of the field here. Play clock down to 7. I can't get a formation yet. Broadcast angle. Here we go. Gun set now. Doubles. Gonna motion number 29 out of the backfield. Hurts. Knocked away by Pat Surtain. Surtain glanced at the sideline, waiting for a flag. Didn't get it. Great play by Pat Surtain to stop a bit of a slant there from A.J. Brown. It looked like Surtain was ready for it, able to get a hand around, break it away, seatbelt. Broncos are going to get the ball back here. Not a 3 and out, but they're able to get a stop before Philly is able to get to the 40. So Eagles are going to punt this thing away. 5:26 to go in this 3rd quarter. Broncos offense hasn't had anything going for it, but they're going to have a chance here. It's Braden Mann now on for the punt. Here's the snap. Broncos got some guys back there, but no block. And they'll let this bounce into the end zone. Touches down at like the 10 or so. Bounces into the end zone. 5:17 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Can this Broncos offense finally find some goddamn traction? It's been an abysmal watch of this Broncos offense so far, but now they got a chance in these final 20 minutes to get something going. Raiders turnover on downs. Love to see it. Love to see the Raiders getting absolutely creamed. We, in fact, hate the Raiders around here. Colts got the ball back. Yes, there we go. We do love to see the Raiders eating shit on this channel. We do love to see the Raiders eat shit. It makes me feel a little better about the Broncos eating shit. And the Mariners losing game 1 of the ALDS last night. Fuck, that was a sad watch. That game went to extras, like 2-2. Mariners are basically down to Carlos Vargas out of the bullpen in like the 10th and 11th, or the top of the 11th, and he gives up a goddamn run, man. Granted, now, if the bats outside of Cal and Julio could have done anything last night, that would have been nice. But you're not here to listen to me ramble about baseball, I imagine. Broncos are going to have the ball with, field position. It's a touchback off a punt to go out to the 20. We got a few more score updates here. We got a couple of things that have changed, at least I believe so. So while we're in commercial break, yep, so Cowboys Jets still 23-3. Dallas has the ball in midfield. Meanwhile, Saints have taken a lead down in New Orleans. You've 19-14. Jackson Dart's going to have it 3rd and 7 at his own 45. Raiders Colts, we've been keeping an eye on that. 32-3, and it's Colts ball in Raider territory, roughly at midfield. Meanwhile, you got Dolphins and Panthers, 17-13 still. That score is held for a minute. Dolphins ball at their own 34. Texans Ravens, 34-10. So I believe, did we just get a field goal out of Houston? It does appear so. I believe that was 31-3 just a few minutes ago. And that is kind of where these morning window games are sitting. And then obviously we've got 17-3 right here. So don't go anywhere. Broncos are getting the ball back. And we'll see if they're able to do anything with it. We are back from commercial break. Colts and Raiders doing me well. Now I need the Lions to win by 10. They might be an afternoon window. They could be Sunday night. I'm not sure. It could be Monday night. I'm not sure. Here we go. Nick's in the gun. Franklin gonna motion left to right in the formation here. Nick's with Harvey in the backfield to his right side. Play clock down to 5. Fakes a pitch. Nick's now going to step up in the pocket. Nick's going to run for it after a few pump fakes, and he slides down after a gain of 6. Gets Denver out of the 26, so Nick's now trying to get his legs moving. Just finds a hole there in the middle of the line and able to take advantage of it. It's a positive play for Denver. It's going to set up a 2nd and 4. Broncos are going to need all the positive plays they can get from here on out. Vic Fangio calling an amazing game defensively. Single back set now for Knicks. 2nd and 4. It'll be a handoff going left side for J.K. Dobbins. Dobbins falls forward for 2. It's going to make it third and a longer 2 here for the Broncos. And they're just trying to not go 3 and out for the umpteenth time today. It's been a rough watch for this Broncos offense today. And I will say, I mean, when the Broncos have had a guy like Adam Prentice in the game, it's been good for them. 2 for 10 on 3rd down now for Denver. Within 1 to 3 yards, they are 1 for 1 up to this point. 3rd and 2 now for Denver. Play clock down to 3. Mims motions. Knicks gonna toss it out to Mims, and Mims drops it. Wouldn't have been enough for a first, but Mims does drop it. Oh my God. And they're bringing out the fucking punt team. Wow. 4th and 2, 3:52 to go in the 4th quarter. Down 14, Broncos are going to elect to punt for the 95th time today. Knicks unable to hook up with Mims. Oh boy. Crawshaw on to punt for the umpteenth time today. He gets every bit of his leg into this thing that he can. Fielded at the 27. Caught on the run by Dotson, and he's up to the Philadelphia 44. So it's going to be outstanding field position for the Philadelphia Eagles to start this thing out. And that's going to run to commercial break. We'll check on a couple of scores, see if anything's changed much about anything. Hopefully some other NFL fans are having better days than I am right now, because my God. Cowboys able to get another score on the board, 30-3 over there. Giants have got the ball at the New Orleans 22. Still, that score has remained the same. Colts get a touchdown on the board, 38-3 now in there, so that's an absolute bloodbath. Dolphins Panthers have carried that 17-13 score into the 4th. They are not out of that commercial break yet. Texans Ravens still 34-10. Obviously, this game still 17-3. Broncos punted away. My God. Some upcoming games for anyone interested. Afternoon window looks pretty compelling. Titans, Cardinals, and Bucks, Seahawks at 2:05. And then later on, it's going to be Lions in Cincinnati at 2:25. Commanders at Chargers, 2:25. So good afternoon slate of games there. Sunday night, it's going to be an AFC East bout. Pats, Bills. And then tomorrow night on Monday night, you've got Chiefs and Jaguars. Oh, they went for 2, 40-3. My God. And it's not even the 4th quarter yet, so Raiders are getting absolutely shellacked right now. Geno 13-21, 134, 2 interceptions. Gentie's got 67 on the ground, going for 4.8 a pop. The Colts, man. Daniel Jones 20-29, 212, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor 17-66. So he's not even averaging 4 a carry, but he's got 3 scores. Amir Abdullah 2 for 6 with a touchdown. Absolute drubbing by the Colts today, man. Mekhi Blackman's got an interception. Latu's got a pick of all guys to get one. DeForest Buckner, Tyquan Lewis, both with sacks. Absolutely amazing day for the Indianapolis Colts, who are going to move to 4-1 on the back end of this. We are back in Philadelphia. Broncos have punted the goddamn ball away to the Philadelphia Eagles. There's a zit on my neck that won't pop. It's the one you were picking at, probably. So here we go. I set now for Philadelphia Eagles. Now with their own 44. 3:43 to go in the game here. Showing run for sure. It is a run. We get a flag down before the snap, and that will likely be a false start. It is a false start, so one of the few shots in the foot for Philadelphia today. It's A.J. Brown is the guilty party of that false start. Yeah, just an abysmal game so far for the Broncos offensively. Bo Nix doesn't even have 100 passing yards. He's at 96 on 12 of 25. Broncos rushing attack hasn't been able to do much at all. So Broncos have hit a buzzsaw right now, or a brick wall named the Philadelphia fucking Eagles. Empty set now for Hurts, 3 to his right, 2 to his left. Hurts takes a snap, 1st and 15, dropping back, bit of a deep drop. Now he's trying to wind up, now he's firing it deep, and he overthrows a wide open A.J. Brown. Absolutely torched the Broncos secondary. No one within 5 yards of him. That's a lucky miss for the Broncos there. 2nd and 15 now, instead of what should have been, what really would have been the dagger there. And man, A.J. Brown just twists Talanoa Hufanga into a pretzel. Wow. Hufanga gets twisted into a fucking pretzel. Play clock down to 5 here on 2nd and 15. Dotson gonna motion left to right. Hurts, 5-step drop, batted up, and almost intercepted by Hufanga, who had 6 if he hangs on. Oh, looked like a bit of a screen, and that could have just changed everything in this ball game. But instead, 3rd and 15, Hufanga bats it up, and then it just bounces off his hand. Bounces right off of his fingertips, and oh my God. He knows he should have had it. He knows. That's a pick 6 if he hangs on. Gun set now for Jalen. 3 to the right, 1 to the left, top of the screen here. Hurts dropping back, deep drop for him. Now Hurts scrambling around. Nick Bonito gets in on him and rips him to the ground. So Broncos going to knock him back, and they're going to get the ball back. Bonito with a good sack for him there. Clock's going to tick below 3 minutes. That's going to be 4th and a country mile. Bonito just gets, wow, I mean, that's a really good rush. Good to see John Franklin Myers back in the game, by the way. But, I mean, it's just a little bit of a kind of rotation here. Mailata doesn't think Bonito's going to be able to squeeze in, and yet he does after he passes off over to JFM. Bonito doesn't get picked up, and it's 4th and 26. So here we go. Man barely gets that kick off. Fielded at the 20. Mims with his momentum going forward to the 35, out to the 37-yard line for Marvin Mims. 53-yard punt. Broncos are going to have it past their own 30. So once again now, Broncos offense going to be looking to change some fortunes. They've had the opportunities today. Man looked a little slow walking back to the sideline, so we'll see what comes of that. There's an 88-yard fumble return touchdown somewhere. It looks to be in New Orleans, so New Orleans takes a 26-14 lead. So here we go. Nick's in the offense coming out to try and do something again here. Nick's going to be in the pistol. He's got Nutman to his left side. Nick's going to motion a man. That's going to be Franklin from left to right. Nick's with the snap, play action. Fakes it over to Dobbins, tosses it to Ingram. A little bit of a dump off for 7 or 8 on that one. Sets up 2nd and short for the Broncos. They give him 7 before he goes out of bounds, so Ingram getting a little bit involved here. Ideally, now we can start leaning on a guy. Face mask on the Colts, rip. And there is that fumble. Cam Scadaboo fumbled it. And the Saints get an 88-yard return. Here we go. Single back now for Bo. I'll wait on the water. Bo killing a play at the line. Going to be a pitch out left side for Dobbins. Dobbins getting some blocks set up. And he's got a first down. He needed 3. He got about 4 on that one. New set of downs for the Broncos now. Trying to stay in these early down situations. Trying to keep the chains moving on. Clock going to tick below 2 minutes here in the third quarter. 1:45 to go. Broncos looking to get a scoring drive put together. Gun set now for Bo. Gonna motion it back out of the backfield there. Now empties out the backfield there. Bo with the snap. Gonna roll to his right almost instantly. Able to get the corner. Looking for a man and just misses Mims. Had Nix rolling out to his right side and it's incomplete. Looking for Marvin Mims. Just noodled it a little bit there. And Mims had room to run, so it's another bad miss there by Nix. Just pulled it like a foot too far in front of Mims, a little low. My God. All right, 2nd and 10. It's going to be a single back set for Denver now. Pitch out, going right side now to Harvey. Harvey finds some blocks. Harvey able to get about 7 there, so it's going to set up 3rd and short now for Denver. 3rd and 3 now for the Broncos, and this, you have to convert this. They call it 3rd and 2, gain of 8 for Harvey on that, so even better. End of 3rd, 43. There you go, Ender Games. Your Colts are kicking ass today. Excuse me. Clock ticks below 60 seconds to go here in Philadelphia in this 3rd quarter. 50 seconds and counting down. 3rd and 2 at the Philadelphia 44. Nix takes a snap out of the gun. Looking, and he's got a man. Sutton. That's a 1st down, Denver. And I don't imagine Denver's going to run this clock out. They're going to try and get every play they can here before the end of this 3rd quarter. It's a good route from Sutton there. Sells it, turns around, and there he goes. 1st down. So Broncos now 15 seconds and counting down here in this 3rd quarter. This will likely be the last play of the quarter. Nix in the gun. Mims going to motion, orbit, nitro, whatever you want to call it. Quick hitter. A little bit behind there. Sutton made a ridiculous catch on that. Nix just fastballs it in there, and that closes out the 3rd quarter. Broncos on a bit of a drive here, trying to cut this to a 1-score game. Late in this one, we'll go to the 4th quarter. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Crushin' It. I gotta take a piss. Excuse me, Bagel. No, we're not going nowhere. Oh, yeah. Hello. Alrighty. I have scrooty-dootied my audio. There we go. Still 17-3. Philly with the lead. Broncos driving to make it a 1-score game. Finally getting a drive going their way here. We are still in commercial break. We are still under commercial break, so you are not missing anything of this game so far. See if we can get a couple of score updates here. 36 now in New York, so Dallas still holding on handily there. 26-14 in New Orleans. Saints leading that by 12. Giants have the ball, 2nd and 10 at the New Orleans 42. Meanwhile, Raiders finally getting a drive going. They're inside the Indy 23 now. Still 40-3 in that one. 41-10 in Baltimore. Still 17-13 in Carolina. So here we go. 4th quarter action coming at you now. Broncos now in Philadelphia territory. Nix in the single back, gonna motion Adkins around a little bit. Hands it off to Dobbins. Dobbins finds an opening. Spins out of a tackle, and Dobbins down inside the Philadelphia 20. Down to the 29-yard line, or to the 19, excuse me. To gain, give or take 14 on that one. And Dobbins just able to wait there for just a minute, spins out of a tackle, and fights forward for another bit. Spins away from Reed Blankenship on that. So they call the 20. 1st and 10 for Bo now, right at the edge of the red zone. Nix out of the gun, drops back to throw, looking. Now he throws, looking left side. He's got Troy Franklin. That'll be another 1st down. Gain of 10 on that. 1st down, Denver. So they get down to the 10-yard line now. And Broncos offense finding a bit of movement now, finding some rhythm. Clock is going to tick below 14 minutes to go here. But a scoring drive here for the Broncos could change the course of this whole game. 1st and goal for Denver now from the 9. Nix in the gun. Will be a handoff up to Dobbins going left side, and he's going to topple around down to the 4-yard line. And everything looks good up to this point. Unnecessary roughness on Colts. Oh, no. Hey, you're still up a cajillion, though. I think you'll be okay. Mike McGlinchey got a little shaken up on that. He's down right now. Looks to be hurt a little bit. Trainers are tending to him. They might go to a break here on CBS. They do. Injury timeout there for CBS. So Broncos driving, but McGlinchey down on the play. Big loss of yards from the Raiders. Yeah, baby. Fuck the Raiders. I've nudged my camera. Once again, another commercial break. Injury timeout. Mike McGlinchey has gone down. No real change in score anywhere. Scores hold as I've told them. Only one that's changed, you got 44-10 for the Texans in Baltimore. So that's just an absolute bloodbath. So I say a couple. You've got half of this early window that are just total blowouts. One that's just a 2-possession game that the Giants have got 3rd and 18 at midfield and 4th and 6 now at the New Orleans 38. 2-possession game that the Broncos might make one here in just a minute. And then it's 34-point game, 37-point game, 24-point game. So a bit of a rough early window here for the National Football League here in Week 5. We'll give the standings a look here. AFC East is as you'd expect. Bills, Pats, Finns, Jets here. Jets about to drop to 0-5. Dolphins might gain some ground on the Pats here if they hold on in Carolina. Meanwhile, AFC West, Broncos trying to separate a little bit. They're tied with the Chiefs at 2-2. Broncos are 3rd in the division as it stands. Really tied for 2nd. Chargers at the top, a game ahead at 3-1. Raiders look at seemingly about to drop to 1-4. North, Pittsburgh leading right now. Ravens having a bit of a down year. Cleveland down to 1-4. They lost earlier today. AFC South, Colts leading at 3-1. Jags nipping at their heels. Texans trying to make it, trying to really keep it at 2 games here because the Colts are obviously going to win. And then you got the Titans down below at 0-4. Here we go, back in Philly. Broncos inside the Philadelphia 5. Mike McGlinchey comes off of the field, walking under his own power, which is good to see. So Alex Palczewski, usually the extra swing tackle, is going to come in now and take actual snaps at the right tackle spot. So now Broncos looking to get a touchdown here. Clock at 13:23 and running. Nix out of a running formation. He's going to throw. Nix looking back of the end zone. Incomplete, flag down. And it's going to be defensive holding. That's going to be on Philadelphia. So an automatic 1st down, half the distance to the goal line for Denver. So Broncos going to get 4 more opportunities here. Nix And Sutton able to get a holding call on there. It's out of a bit of a weird, like, wishbone-y formation that Nix ran that out of. I couldn't find a word for it there for a second. So here we go. First and goal for Denver. They get the half the distance to the goal call. Moves them up to the 2-yard line. Single back set for Bo here. Big man set. Sherfield's the only wide out in the game here. Nix, hands off. Adkins went in motion. Touchdown, Denver. J.K. Dobbins is going to get a Broncos touchdown on the board. And the Broncos make it a one-possession game with 13:11 to go in the fourth quarter. Adkins just wiggles around a little bit, able to block a guy and seal the edge, and then you got Dobbins able to spring up a hole and wiggle into the end zone. So Broncos finally get a good drive going, and they might finally be waking up just a little bit. Don't go anywhere, folks. You got a one-possession game here in Philadelphia. Here we go. It'll be Lutz for the extra point. Middle of the field. Knocks it through. 17-10. Philadelphia. So the Broncos, looks like they've found their identity a little bit. And they're able to tack on a field goal, or a touchdown on that drive, excuse me. Nix definitely has probably his best drive all game. Gets him up to 16-30, so he's over 50% completion there. 124 yards on the day for Bo. You got J.K. Dobbins now having a day, 15-72 with the touchdown. So Broncos now and Dobbins seeming to kind of find their footing on this one. Now we're going to get the kick from Lutz off to Philadelphia here. They probably go into break after the kickoff, so we'll see what this looks like here. One score game for the Broncos. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now we just need to hope that the defense can hold into the offense's ball back pretty quick. Oh. Run. Oh, no. So here we go. The kick from Lutz will be fielded at the 2-yard line. Philadelphia ball. Tank Bigsby on the return, and he's going to get slacked down at about the 27-28. Reed was in on that tackle for sure. So now Broncos defense has got to go out and get a stop. Well, you're not dead yet. Oh, you don't have any meds. Oh, you got 2 big shields. Find a bush and find a bush. Find a bush and drink your shields. Find some cover. Here we go. 1st and 10, Philadelphia at their own 20-28, they call it. Dotson gonna motion. Hand off to Barkley. Barkley looking for room. Barkley finds it. And he's gonna dive forward for a gain of 7. We do got a flag down, though. Could be a holding here. Offensive holding. That's huge for the Broncos. Going to back them up to the 18-yard line. That's going to be on Brett Toth, however they say it. Toth. Remember, he's the guy that replaced Landon Dickerson earlier in the game. Dickerson has not returned since that ankle injury early on in the game. And it comes back to bite him here a little bit now. Here we go. It's going to be 1st and 20 now for Philadelphia at their own 18. Gun set for Philadelphia. 2x2 set. Going to motion Dotson a little tighter in. Broncos going to bring a safety blitz with Jones. Doesn't get there, and they complete it out to the 25-yard line. That's Devonta Smith. That puts him over 100. It's going to be 2nd and 13 now. Gain of 8. Broncos did have a little bit of a buffer there, but now you want them to kind of lock in here and shut this Philadelphia offense down. Broncos are going to get the ball back. 12:20 to go on the clock. 3x1 set now for Philadelphia. Hurts still in the gun. Barkley to Hurts' left. There's the snap. Hurts dropping back, looking left. Now looking back to the middle. Still standing. Now he's unloading. Unable to find a man. Jaquan McMillan in coverage, looking for Jahan Dotson. Incomplete, 3rd and 13. 12:02 to go on the clock, 3rd and 13. Broncos defense looking to swing the momentum back towards themselves. It's a one-possession game, and the Broncos potentially looking to get the ball back, down 1 score with time. If there is one thing that I can say that I will commend, the Broncos' containment has been outstanding today. Here we go. Gun set here, another 3-by-1 for Hurts. Takes the snap out of the gun. Deep drop. Now he gets pressured. Broncos getting in. And Jaquan McMillan able to drag him down from behind. Secondary blitz from the Broncos. Hufanga almost got to him first, and then McMillan able to squeeze in and drag him down. That's going to force an Eagles punt, and the Broncos are going to get the ball back. Oh. I'm sorry, buddy. So here we go. Snap going to come from the 22. Braden Mann will punt this from inside the 10, give or take. Going to boom this thing, so Broncos could be set up with good field position. Fielded at the 29. Mims makes a move to the outside. Mims gets tripped up. Looking for the edge. Unable to cut upfield. Latu able to get in and get a huge tackle for Philadelphia. Broncos football, 4th quarter. Down 1 score, 11:08 to go in the game. They're going to go to commercial break. I'm going to go take a piss break before this last little bit, and I will see you all in just a minute. It's getting good. Don't go anywhere. Something else? What are you doing?
No, I'm done. That was making me angry.
Oh, fingers. Making you angry. I'm gonna name my chair back.
That's crazy.
I know.
I know.
I'm gonna name my chair back.
That's why.
I know.
It's still on commercial break. I feel fancy sitting here. Don't judge me.
Hi to my audience. I'm gonna find a hat. Maybe. Never mind, we're coming back to the game. I don't need a hat. Now I'm gonna need my seat back. Oh. Here we go. Broncos ball. They're going to have this at their own 28-yard line after a booming punt by Mann. And not the greatest of returns by Marvin. Hair in my mouth. Here we go. From their own 28, Nick's in the gun. He's going to have 2 guys on that left side. Make it 3 with the motion from Mims. He's going to cut around. Orbit motion. Fake to him. Nick's going up top. And he's got Evan Ingram downfield. He's going to get to the 46. Evan Ingram with his first real impact play in a Broncos uniform. And it comes at a huge time, just a bit of a crossing route that he runs. Nix puts it a little high, but Ingram able to get up and get it to him. So Ingram with an impact play now. Nix is going to remain in the gun. Snaps it, fakes it, looking for Sutton back shoulder, and he's got him. Down to the 40. Broncos starting to move the ball now. Nix in rhythm. And suddenly, with 10:20 to go in the ball game, Broncos looking to get something going on the offense. The one time they put AR in, they don't score. Tragic. Here's an update. Mike McGlinchey is back in the game, which is good to see. Pistol set now for Nix. Adkins serving as a bit of an up man in the formation backfield here. Nix going to pitch it out to RJ Harvey, who's able to bat away a tackle. Harvey turns the corner. Harvey scampers forward. And are they going to call that a first? Seems they're going to call him a little short on this one. We'll see where they call him here. Gets good blocks. Able to keep Cooper DeJean out of that play there. All the Broncos blockers get where they need to be. They call him out, a little shorter than it looked. Gain of 5 on a play that looked like it could have lost 5. 2nd and 5 for the Broncos. 9:27 to go. Dobbins returns to the game. Broncos in a tighter formation here. Kills a play with 5 on the play clock. Gets it off. Nix handoff to Dobbins. Dobbins hesitates in the backfield and gets bottlenecked in the backfield. No gain on the play. Going to set up 3rd and 5. Broncos are in Philadelphia territory now, so definitely don't want to let that drive stall there. Just a gap plugs up immediately once Dobbins sees the opening, and he's got to hesitate and try and find somewhere else to go with it. So huge 3rd down for the Broncos. 3rd and 5, 2x2 set for Nix in the gun. Running back to his left side now. Nix trying to get everyone set. Here we go. Nix dropping back. 3-step drop. Gonna look out to his right. Ingram pulls it down. There's a flag down. So he stepped out short, but he stretched the ball, but it's going to be offensive pass interference. The announcers disagree on that. We're going to see if they pick up the call. The refs are having a discussion about it, and they don't pick it up. It's a pick play that has 2 guys circumstantially run into each other, and instead of a 4th and inches, that's a shit call. No, come on. Nah, that's a dog shit call. So here we go, 3rd and 15 now from the Philly 45 now for Nix. He empties out the backfield, sends Dobbins back. And Broncos could get a free one out of this. Nix fastballs it to the sticks. 1st down, and Sutton breaks out of a tackle. Bond finally drags him down, but not until he's down to the Philadelphia 16-yard line. Nix just throws that like an outfielder, cannoning this thing to home to get a runner out. Just a dig route in front of Mitchell, and who else when you need a crucial conversion? Cortland Sutton. They get down to the Philly 11 now. Nix, play action, fakes to Bidet, turns around and finds Ingram, middle of the field. Ingram's gonna stretch it for a Denver touchdown tie game. Assuming they hit the extra point, what a drive by these Denver Broncos. Evan Ingram has arrived. 7:36 to go in the game. He's in. Ingram stretches that whole frame of his to dive into the end zone. What a drive, and the Broncos have shut this Philadelphia crowd right up. Wow! Extra point is pending, and they're gonna go for 2. Halfway through the 4th. Interesting call, Sean. I don't know about this. Unless you've got the absolute perfect call for this, Sean, this had better work. We're going to see Atkins motion, play action, boot Nix, and he's got Troy Franklin for 2! The Broncos have the lead! 18-17 Denver. Bo Nix with a dynamite drive down the field. Wow! From 14 down to 15 unanswered, the Broncos have come out in this fourth quarter and dropped their fucking nuts. This is why I could never be a broadcaster. I swear too much. Holy shit! 7:32 to go here in the fourth quarter, but that is 15 points in 5.5 minutes by the goddamn Denver Broncos, ladies and gentlemen. Broncos are waking up. You bet your ass they're waking up, Ender Game Show. You bet your goddamn ass they are. 7:36 to go in the game. I apologize for the misinformation. Please forgive me for the 4-second mistake on there. 15 unanswered points by the Broncos in the past 5 minutes. 7:36 to go in the game now. Broncos with the lead. Lutz now on to kick this thing away. And it'll be fielded at the 6. Here we go. Shipley trying to find something, and he's got some blocks. And he's got a big return out to the 40. They call it the 43-yard line, so Eagles are now trying to come back and show that they will not go down quietly. Broncos currently holding all the momentum right now, but Philly definitely coming to try and make a statement on that. But what a last 5 minutes for the Broncos. My God. Wow. It'll be Philly ball at their own 43, so it's a good return there by Shipley to return at 37. It's going to be Hurts in the gun now. Dotson in motion right to left side. Handoff to, no, fake. A little RPO out to Devontae Smith. Broncos are going to keep him a yard short of the first down. 2nd and 1 now for Philadelphia. Good little RPO, and that's what the Eagles have been so good at for years now. Flats wide open for Devontae Smith. Eagles go tempo from now Denver's 48-yard line. Hurts snaps it, fake it. Now he tosses it out to Smith on a little bit of an RPO bubble. That's a first down. Gain of around 10. 8th catch for Devontae Smith. We got a flag down here. And this will come back. Illegal man. Let's go, buddy. Ineligible man downfield. Number 56. Who is that? Is that Mailata? No, Tyler Steen. So back him up. Philadelphia with a shot to the foot. I'm not going to do the thing right now because I am too locked into this game to break out. It's an ineligible man downfield there. And yeah, absolutely they'll call that every time. Ball's not out yet. He just gets up too early on that, going to try to block the second level. So it's 2nd and 6 now for Philadelphia on their side of the field. Under 7 to go now, 6:55 counting down. Now from Philadelphia's 47, handoff to Barkley. And they're going to get him for no gain. Potential loss of 1, runs into the walking brick wall that is DJ Jones. Big number 93 there on that defensive line. No gain, 3rd and 6 now for the Broncos, 6:30 on the clock. See DJ Jones come out of the game here. Clock is going to go under 6:20 here before this snap. Eagles offense looking to get a first down. Broncos defense looking to slam the door. Eagles are 0 for 5 on their last few third down tries. Broncos show heavy pressure look. Brown going to motion to the left side. Broncos do come with pressure, and they're short. Benito in coverage. It's going to be 3 or 4 short. Devontae Smith tackled down by Nick Benito. 4th and 4 for Philadelphia, and what do you do if you're Sirianni? 4th and 4 seems a little steep to go for it, but I just want the Broncos to have the ball back, so I'm going to say that. It's a safety blitz. Philly's going to go for this thing on 4th and 4. 4th and 4, gun set now. We're going to see Barkley motion out of the backfield. It's a cover 0 look for Denver, man coverage. Broncos bringing a blitz, one-on-one, Surtain and Smith, it's caught by Smith. We got a flag down. Riley Moss in coverage. There's a flag at the line. It's coming back. It's coming back. Illegal shift by Philadelphia. Yes! That's going to force an Eagles punt. 4th and 9. Broncos get bailed out by an illegal shift, and I don't care how you do it. If the Eagles want to shoot themselves in the foot, then who gives a fuck? Barkley didn't reset on it. What a dumbass. All right. Braden Mann's on to punt this thing. Broncos are going to be pinned back pretty deep unless Mann absolutely fucking shanks this thing. Colts win. Let's go. Mann's going to be on to punt this thing. He gets it off. We'll see where this touches down. That's going to take a Broncos roll. Broncos are going to have it at the 31-yard line. Mann absolutely shanks this thing. 5 minutes flat to go, and the Broncos have a 1-point lead here in Philadelphia, and they are on the verge of an upset coming into this 4th quarter, down 14. Broncos picked up 15 unanswered points. They landed a 2-point conversion. Philly comes in to shoot themselves in the foot, and the Broncos have a chance to put this thing to bed. 5 minutes to go now for the Broncos. Nix is going to come out single back set. We'll see what they run here. Dobbins in the backfield. Sherfield tightens the formation. Play action. Boot for Nix. Gonna flick it out to Troutman. Troutman makes a man miss and goes down inbounds. First down. Gain of 12. Adam Troutman for a first down. Clock will tick under 4:45 to go. God, what a great play. Good play by Troutman, too, to be able to block that D end, seal the edge, and then just break away. Clock goes to 4:30, counting down. Broncos trying to salt this thing away and escape Philadelphia with a win. 4:20 to go in the ball game. Single back set and a new set of downs now at their own 42. Pitch out to Dobbins. Adkins in the lead. Dobbins looking for a lane. Dobbins finds a gain. Didn't look like there was a lot going right there, but he's able to find a gain of 4 or 5 there. Clock going to tick below 4 minutes to go. Indiana Jones in the Raiders ass whooping. That's gold. That's so gold. That's great. You want me on the camera? Okay. Wow. Second and 6 now for the Broncos. It's going to be an offset eye. Franklin going to motion left to right. It's going to be a fake to Dobbins. Nix! He manages to get it away. There's a receiver in the area. Broncos escape a catastrophic situation. So 2nd and 6 turns to 3rd and 6, and there's a little extra shit in my pants. Bo able to find a receiver in the area. Oh, but they're flagging it? Are they going to call that grounding? They're going to call it grounding, so it's a loss of down. Wow, and a loss of yards. Nix is pleading his case. They're saying Troutman wasn't in the area. Nix, as he's getting dragged down, Steratore saying it's in the vicinity. Whatever. I don't know about that flag, man. I don't think that's a... You've got to pick that up. They might be getting a replay assist. They might have picked that flag up with replay assist. Broncos are going to get a 3rd and 6 instead of a 3rd and 11. It's an incompletion, no grounding. Broncos get new life on this from their own 47. Gun set for Bo. 3:28 and counting down. What do the Broncos do? Bo's got all day to get things adjusted at the line. Play clock at 25. Nix with the snap. Eagles bring pressure. Nix floats it. Sutton, what a grab! Over Mitchell, what a grab by Cortland Sutton. Jump ball over Mitchell. And he stays in bounds. Clock keeps rolling. What a grab by Cortland Sutton. I need to set up a proper Discord for this channel, actually. Like, I have my own personal Discord. I don't have one for this channel. I should make one, given that I made a gaming channel, like, under the whole Crushin It thing, too. So, that might be something I look into, for sure. By the way, the gaming channel link in the description. Gotta plug it. Sorry, here we go. 2:45 to go and counting down. Broncos with a new set of downs in Philadelphia territory. Nix and an eye set. Adam Prentice in the game. And Broncos are going to call a timeout there. Play clock was... Oh, Broncos take a delay a game on that. So new set of downs, but it will be 1st and 15 for Denver. So little sloppy end of game sequence right there. A little less than ideal on that. So it's going to be 1st and 15 right now. Broncos trying to get into at least field goal range. Still going to be an I-form set, extra line for Bo. It'll be a handoff, right side. Dobbins trying to be patient, trying to find something. Finds a gain of 1. 1, maybe 2, but the Broncos can run this clock down. Unless Philly's taking a timeout, which Philly has taken their first timeout here in the second half. 2:37 to go. It's going to be 2nd and 13 for Denver. Wow. The events of this game. I don't know what to make of this. We still got time to go. It's not over until it's over, but the Broncos have come out in shocking fashion in this 4th quarter. So they adjust it. It'll be 2nd and 14. It's only a gain of 1. Broncos need to run the clock down, absolutely, but they got to be able to find some yards here on 2nd and 14. If I'm Denver here, I'm looking to see if I can't get the screen game cooking here. Because I do wonder if Denver... I wonder if Denver goes screen to Franklin here. If they try to get Mims in a bit of an orbit motion, screen it out to him and get some blocks set up somewhere. That's kind of my quintessential Sean Payton 2nd and 14 situation where you want to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball. Okay, so they're saying to reset the clock down to 2:34. So something with the clock was a bit wrong there. They had the game clock at 2:37. They said reset it 2:34. So loss of 3 seconds, and every second is precious for Denver now. Broncos come out in an empty set. Bo in this offense looking to get some yards here. Play clock down to 10. Now play clock down to 5. Nix trying to get something adjusted at the line. Takes a snap. Bo able to find a man in the middle of the field. Sutton is going to get forward for a gain at 12 or 13. That's going to make 3rd down much more manageable. You go from, my God, you go from a potential 3rd and multiple yards to 3rd and barely 2. Broncos had a lot of coverage stacked, and Nick's able to stare down a free blitzer and just laser it in like a shortstop throw into first. It was a 4-man set, 4x1 empty set. You overload the left side. Nick's able to find a wide open Sutton there in the slot. 3rd and 2. Philly takes their second timeout. Oh, man. Whew, baby. Here we go. Single back set for the Broncos. Eagles with a 7-man box. We're going to see a motion here. Nix, play action. Tosses to Harvey. Harvey brought down. Holds on to the ball. Great cat. Flag down. Right at the end, right where the tackle happens. This could be a Broncos first down. This could be a Broncos first. We'll see what we got. Sirianni looks confused. Yes! Unnecessary roughness on Philadelphia. First down, Denver. Zach Bond. Wow, yeah, he comes in and drops his shoulder into Harvey's helmet. They're going to call that every time. They'll call that every time. There aren't even any Eagles fans booing that. They know. 2:21 to go, and Denver was just handed another first down when that would have been a field goal opportunity to make it a 4-point game. So Broncos can salt this thing even further. Philadelphia. That is a literal and metaphorical shot to the head if you're Philadelphia. Oh my God. I form now for Denver. Adam Prentice into the game. Nix hands it off to Dobbins. Dobbins just looking to get some yards and hold on to the ball. We'll likely see Philly call their final timeout right here. Second down. Philadelphia does call that second timeout, so Broncos are going to run this to the 2-minute warning. And then they'll get one more play on the for Denver, the plus side of the 2-minute. Wow. So Broncos offense now going to look to come out, and if I'm Denver, I'm trying to get some easy yards here. Because ideally, one more first down, you should be able to put this thing away. Granted, now if it's third down going into the 2-minute warning and you get the first down on the other side of it, you can kneel this thing away and escape Philadelphia. Denver needs like 5 to 6 yards here, I feel like. But a first down for Denver can end it. We're going to get a timeout out of Denver now on 2nd and 9. Play clock was running down there. Denver was in some slight shambles. So Broncos not going to take the delay here. 2nd and 9 now for them. 18-17 Denver. Just a wild turn of events in this one. Broncos have the lead because of a ballsy Peyton call to go for 2. .2:16 to go here in the game. Broncos are one play away from salting this to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 9 for them. Deep in Philadelphia territory after a boneheaded penalty by Zach Bond on the backside of a play that would have got us to 4th and 1. Instead, Bond spears Harvey with his shoulder, and Denver gets life. Inside of the Philly 15, it's a single back set for Nix. Adkins in behind Ingram on the play. Adkins goes in motion. Bo hands it off to Dobbins. Dobbins tries to squirt forward there and only gets about a yard. But really, Denver's just trying to hang on to the ball. This will take us to the 2-minute warning, and Philly can't stop the clock. So they used all their timeouts on the other side of the 2-minute. 2 minutes to go in what has been a ridiculous fourth quarter. I'm going to step away for one more quick piss break here on this side of the 2-minute warning, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hello.
Oh, the Giants lost. Yeah. Oh no. What did I do? I don't know. I'll let you have it back. I was just pressing buttons.
Were you just pressing buttons?
I was just pressing buttons.
Well, I'm hooked around my chair. Okay, there we go. So let's come out of here. Let's get that back to where it needs to be. All right, we're still in the commercial break on this side of the 2-minute warning. No, go away. Yeah, we are still on the Corona side of the 2-minute warning. They're running that commercial right now. So now if you're Sean Payton, what do? Because if you throw it to try to get a first and it's incomplete, you stop the clock with way more time than you would like to give Philadelphia. Obviously, they're expecting a run out of you to just let the clock run. You run an additional 30, 35 seconds off of the clock there. If you run it, you're probably not going to get a first, though, if you run it. So if you're Sean Payton, a lot of deliberation here. A first down ends this game. On 3rd and 8, a first down ends this ball game. Eagles cannot stop the clock on this side of the 2-minute warning. They have used all their timeouts. So here we go. We'll see what we got. Knicks out in the gun. J.K. Dobbins is going to be to Knicks' left side. Now he's going to motion Sutton from left side to right. You got 2 tight ends. Now we're going to have Mims motion over. Fake to Mims. Knicks got a roll. And Knicks just goes down to roll some clock. That works. You go down in bounds. So you get to run a little bit of time to run off of the clock there. Not just on the drop back, but now after this. So Denver does get aggressive, but they don't get over aggressive. So it's a loss of 1. So now Denver is going to run a lot of clock off here. They'll run it down to about 1:13. They'll get a field goal, and now Philadelphia is going to be forced to go down and get a touchdown if Lutz is able to make this thing. So there's the timeout now by Payton. 1:14, and it's going to be a 31-yard kick. 31-yard kick now for Lutz. Field goal unit is going to get out now. Broncos special teams needs to be especially on par right now, because the Eagles have been some field goal blocking motherfuckers this season. So Denver needs to absolutely be diligent here. It's going to be a 31 attempt now for Will Lutz. Eagles have blocked a lot of kicks this season. 31 from the left hash for Lutz. And there's something. Might be on Philadelphia here. It doesn't change the down, but it puts Denver closer. Never mind, it's a false start on the offense. It pushes Denver, pushes the Broncos back 5. It's against Ben Powers, so 36-yard attempt now for Lutz. Okay, here we go. 36 yards now for Lutz from the left hash. Broncos to make it a 4-point game. It's up and good. 4-point game for Denver. 1:11 to go with no timeouts. Philly needs a touchdown now to take a lead. Wow. So Eagles penalties end up shooting themselves in the foot. Wow. Oh, man. 1:11 to go. 4-point lead now for the Denver Broncos. What you doing, love?
I have to work at 3, my dear.
Oh,
You knew this.
I did, but let me stay until the game's over.
Yes, but I have to eventually get ready.
Well, yes. You gonna steal my hoodie? Okay. Fair enough. Here we go. We are just a few moments from this kick. It's going to be Denver trying to hang on to a 4-point lead with 1:11 to go. They've put up 18 unanswered points in this fourth quarter alone. It ain't over till it's over. Lutz boots this thing away, trying to force an Eagles return. It's caught at the goal line, and it will be returned. So Broncos now met at the 25. 5 seconds are going to run off the clock here. Shipley with a 25-yard return. Eagles got to go 75 yards in 1 minute and 6 seconds with no timeouts. Philly has to score a touchdown to take the lead. So here we go. Looks like Broncos are going to come out nickel set here. If not dime, maybe. 1st and 10 from the 26. Hurts dropping back. Hurts pressure! Collapses in on him! That's a Broncos sack! Myers and Benito able to clamp him down. Loss of 4. Clock drops below 50 seconds. Hurts dropping back now. Eagles an obvious hurry-up situation. Tosses out to Barkley. Cross the middle. Barkley tries to get out, and he won't. Clock is going to run. 3rd down. Clock is going to go under 30 seconds now. 3rd and 7. John A. Barron is the one on that tackle. Hurts with the snap out of the gun. Hurts looking for anything on 3rd and 7. Knocked away by John A. Barron. Looking for Dallas Goedert and John A. Barron. Able to get in and knock it away. Denver is 1 play away. 4th and 7. Denver can lock it away here. 21 seconds to go. 21-17 Broncos. 4th and 7 from the 29. Hurts in the gun, 3-by-1 set. Hurts drops back, deep drop. Cooper pushing into him. And there's a flag. J.L. Skinner in coverage on Goddard. On what goes down is incomplete. It's pass interference on J.L. Skinner. That's going to get Philly to roughly midfield. Yeah, they're going to call that every time. They're going to call that every time. Okay. 1st and 10 for Philadelphia now, 15 seconds to go. A completion inbounds and the game is basically over. A sack could end the game. Broncos are out in prevent defense now. Barkley goes in motion, drop back for Hurts. Broncos rush one guy, and you've got you got Dotson with a good gain. 9 seconds to go now, and they get out of bounds. It felt a little early to go to pure prevent defense. Macmillan was in coverage. 9 seconds. Oh, God. 9 seconds to go from the Denver 29. Philly needs a touchdown to take the lead. Safeties are playing deep for Denver now. Broncos bring 3 with a spy. Hurts winding up. Broken up, almost intercepted. And Philly wants a flag, looking for Goddard. And so now it's going to set up a Philadelphia Hail Mary. Eagles wanted a flag. They didn't get it. 2nd and 10. 3 seconds to go. Jones had a chance to end that. Okay. Hail Mary, 4 seconds. They put another second on. Play clock was down to 0, but they reset it for some reason. One final play. 2nd and 10. 4 seconds to go from the 29. Hurts drops back. Cooper trying to get in. Hurts standing. Pressure comes in a little bit. Hurts! Incomplete! Denver's gonna hang on! Denver is gonna hang on! Chat, we did it! Chat, we did it! Oh my God! Chat, we fucking did it! 18 unanswered in the 4th quarter. Wow, and that was in Devontae Smith's hands. Who gets the hand in there to break that up? Is that Jones or Surtain? Oh my God. The Denver Broncos go to Philadelphia and walk away with a comeback victory. Wow. What's up, Dusty? That is a massive win for the Denver Broncos. If you want to talk resilience, the Denver Broncos, who are historically awful in East Coast games in the morning, it's so specific, on a short week, they come back, pull their dicks out, and drop 18 unanswered points in the 4th quarter, and the Denver Broncos move to 3-2. The Eagles undefeated, no more. Post-game show will be up in just a little bit. I am going to savor this one. Thank you, everyone, for what has been just an absolutely amazing stream. This has been absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. If anyone's interested, gaming channel down below. I got some Sonic Crossworld videos up on there. I'm going to have this post-game show up here in just a little bit. I'm probably going to live stream it. I got to make a thumbnail for it real quick. So stay tuned for that. Keep your eye on the channel. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys here in just a little bit. Oh